man! Misa threw the final boss fight to attend.
Alright, so you guys are currently in this burned out husk of a townhouse that you had broken into and basically made your little urban camp in the basement. Towards the end of your long rest, you had heard off in the distance the sound of angry people, which had kind of gotten louder to the point where now in the morning, you can hear it faintly off to the distance to the north. But to be clear, at the end of the last session, you did have a successful long rest. You currently have 8 days before the quarantine drops. So what do you guys do?
Scurry up to the top of a building.
What is experience amount? No. No.
I don't keep track of your experience. It's whatever it says it
The
is.
experience amount is 21, 23, 5.
Oh, very honorable.
I've got. What is it? 21?
23, 5. 21,235.
We're only level 6?
Yes.
I thought we were level 7.
No, we aren't.
What is it? 21 what?
21,235.
Alrighty.
I know the levels, for I am Gilbert.
Oh, that's because I know what I did. I know
Keeper
what I
of the experience.
I was playing with my character sheet and I messed around and upped my level to see what my next ability would be. That's my fault.
Alright, Under, I'd like to scurry up to the top of a building to see what's going on.
Okay. You scurry up to the top of the building. Go ahead and I'd say make a perception check.
Ah, perception.
Mm-hmm.
That's a thing that I have.
Okay, so you're up there and you're looking through the early morning fog that tends to roll in at these port towns, and to the north, there would normally you expect to see the kind of urban pasture that they maintain in front of the citadel. But today you don't really see that. What you instead see is a bunch of people, like a mass of people there, and you can see kind of a lighted haze over there from all their torches that they have.
It appears that someone has cast Summon Greater Angry Mob. Actually, yeah. Does this look like a greater or a lesser angry mob?
At 17, you're unable to tell from that distance.
Alright. You're right. It could be like 2 or 3 lesser mobs.
Right, it's 3 lesser mobs, but I gave them pack tactics.
Alright, 3 lesser mobs, pack tactics, they each make 70 attacks apiece.
That's quite the mob.
Hey guys, there's an angry mob up at the castle.
Oh, there's a very honorable mob.
But other than the rioting mob up at the Citadel, it's a nice morning. There's a bit of a breeze, a little bit of fog. Temperatures, about 60 degrees. Not too cold, not too hot.
Mm-hmm. Hey guys, update your names.
Let me talk to you for a minute. I'm sorry,
I'm
I'm
waiting
watching.
for this
I'm watching wrestling.
this save to happen.
Well, the mob is here. I think our moment may have come.
Find the potions and leave. We might even get
Come
them
for what?
for me.
Well, we were trying to incite the people to, come together and fight the. What's the word for what they're doing? The
Le Revolution?
Yeah, kind of. It's more like to oust the conspirators.
Right, but they're attacking the castle.
Yeah, isn't that what we're gonna do?
No, the conspirators are not at the castle.
Wait, then
You know
where are
what?
they?
Let's go inquire with the mob. Lucina's gonna go off and inquire with the mob.
You going alone?
You might have answered this before, but are the guards not is their headquarters not at the castle?
No, the city guards keep their the headquarters of the guards in the administrative area of the city.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
If you recall, you went over that direction. There was no one on the streets except a couple of guards guarding the front door and a treasure chest kept on the back porch. And you saw
Well,
nothing except one mannequin at the second floor.
Ah. Well, if the riot gets really big, then it'll provide a great distraction.
Pete, were you here last week?
Only for part of it.
Were you here for the part when he turned into a Shoggoth and Underdark scared the piss out of me?
Yeah, I think I remember that.
Okay. Yeah, because we approach the guards, we're gonna want to be careful. Yeah, anyone want to come with Lucina while she goes and inquires with the mob? Cool, guess I'm going alone, Under.
Okay. So you start walking through the town. Head north. And you guys aren't that far from the green. If I recall, my notes say you guys were in Delta 2 when you were taking your long rest. And so yeah, soon enough you start getting closer. You see, the people, a bunch of, you can hear even some of the voices on the wind. You hear calls for, that, basically saying things like, the killers are still on the loose. The guard are all ineffectual. You have to find the killers. We will not live in fear, etc., etc.
Ah, okay. Yeah, so you know that scene from The Simpsons where Grandpa Simpson walks into the building, puts his hat up, turns around, picks his hat up, and leaves?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm doing that.
Okay. I assume you're trying to remain unnoticed?
Yeah.
Alright. Stealth check then.
I mean, he's in heavy armor. I don't believe he's going to be that stealthy.
Oh, no, don't worry. This could be great.
Yeah, you hear.
I told you it'd be great.
Yeah, you hear as you're turning around to walk away. You're supposed to say, "Wait, that's one of them." And you hear some people screaming and running away, and you also hear the sound of other people yelling out, "Well, get him! Get him! Kill him! Don't let him get away!" And they're starting to chase you.
These are civilians?
Yes, but they're armed with pitchforks and torches. Literally pitchforks and torches.
Can I see them coming at us, or is it
No,
just
Lucina's
Lucina?
alone. You guys stayed at the house.
Oh, good.
Yeah, no one spoke up.
So, Lucina, are you turning to face them, running, doing some weird magical horse shit and flying away?
What's my distance?
They were about 300 feet from you. Like, you had just gotten to the edge of the green, and they're all, like, they were all up at, like, the front gate, which you could see was closed, and the front gate was closed. There were people up on the parapets. But 300 feet from you to the mob.
Yeah, so I'm going to use the magical powers of hoofing it.
Okay. I assume you're dashing because they are also dashing.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, they're this mob is now chasing you through the streets of Lushingworth.
I would like to not take them back to the party.
Okay, where would you like to take them?
The guard building.
Okay. So yeah, you start. You hang a left. They gain a bit of distance when you do that, but now they're only 100 feet behind you as you're hoofing it towards the municipal center.
Let's see. Yeah. If and I'm able, I'd like to get my ass up onto the tops of the buildings.
Okay. So you're going to stop running and start climbing up a building. I'm going to need an athletics check to see how quickly you can get up there.
I mean,
Like-
am I able to make up some of the distance there? With let's see here. I'd be casting Gust of Wind, the one that gives me that good old line of wind. Fly up the 10 feet that would give me, and then work on scaling from there.
Let's see. 60 feet long, yada, yada, yada.
Oh, I'm not trying to use the blast of wind as I don't think it allows me to.
No, it's more you're directing it into the mob, I assume.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out, alright, so given that this is a, gargantuan mob of people chasing you, I'm trying to figure out the effect that it would have. And yeah, so you notice it bowling people over backwards, but you hear some cries, some pain. But they, by and large, it's only 10 feet wide. And the mob is wider than that by a decent amount.
Mm-hmm.
So they start closing in on you, and you start to climb it up. Still gonna need that athletics check, but the DC's a lot lower.
On you, bruh.
Don't worry. I'm improvising a plan.
Okay. Well, still need that athletics check.
Good thing you're alone, because HK's plan would have been genocide.
Alright, yeah, so you get to the top of the roof, to the top of the this 2-story building, with your gust of wind helping you. And as you get to the top, the mob is basically within 10 feet of the building, and they start chucking rocks and bottles at you. Does a 13 hit you?
Nope.
Yeah, so all their attack, half the attacks don't even get up to the second floor. A couple that do just go wide.
There's that one guy, it goes up. I actually have to sidestep. Alrighty. Yeah, and then I'm gonna start hoofing my ass towards the guard building.
Okay. So yeah, you're going along the rooftops. The mob is following you. I assume you're not going that fast.
Oh no! I want to make sure that they see me get to this building.
Right. What I'm getting though is you're maneuvering carefully so as not to require acrobatics checks to not fall off a roof.
Oh yes, yeah. I'd like to avoid that.
Right. So you're picking yourself carefully. The mob kind of swarming around the buildings. You see a few Enterprises will start to climb up and think better of it because they realize that they're going to be all alone with an adventurer, and that's usually a death sentence. Strong in big numbers, not so much alone.
They were feeling really big in their britches, and then they realized exactly what their CR was.
Well, it's more like they take like a couple handholds up, and they realize there's no one coming with them. No one wants to be the first to stick their head up, when you're up there.
Ironic, because it's more dangerous to be in a group, given that I have 5 thunder bombs.
Yeah, they don't know that. Alrighty. Yeah, so you start making your way, the mob following you. The guard building eventually comes into line of sight, and you notice that the fortifications and the people that were on the main road are not present, nor is there a treasure chest on the back porch. In fact, you don't see anybody. You're hopping right onto the roof of this building?
Yep.
Alright, well, you're there. The mob is kind of swarming in through that courtyard, the alleyways, and the street in front of you.
Are they entering the building?
No, they're sitting there, continuing to throw rocks and bottles at you ineffectually. All while basically chanting, kill the murderers.
Did you ever piss off a mob?
No, I didn't piss off the mob. I encountered the mob. They were pre-pissed. That's why they're a mob.
Well, you have to remember, so all these people have been disappearing, and then you guys publicly killed a whole bunch of guards. At least from their perspective.
Rebel.
Yeah, and so as you're on the top of the building, you can actually see up the green a bit. It looks like about half the mob followed you, the other half sat at that gatehouse to the Citadel and are continuing to yell at the guards that are in there. So, Lucina, you doing anything else? Or are you just going to sit up there for now?
Okay, let's see here. So, there's no longer any activity at this guardhouse.
Not that you saw on your approach. You would have noticed that the windows are shuttered. The doors were closed. And the mob doesn't seem to be breaking them down. Yet. Is that an attempt to communicate, Hayes, or are you just having a stroke?
I was talking to my dog. I forget the stupid voice actor.
What to your dog?
He was talking to his dog.
How are you on voice activated in D&D chat?
I can't use anything else in the browser version.
Why are you in the browser version?
I can't start Discord. Me and half the world cannot launch Discord. Broken. They bug.
That sounds like a you problem.
You sound like a fucking me.
I am to be.
Alrighty. I gotta double check the ranges on this. Okay, so how far is the closest part of the crowd?
If you were to walk to the edge of the roof, it's a 2-story building, so they would be 30 feet below you.
Alright. Let's see then. All right. So, I can get a guy within 60 feet of me with this. Who's the most charismatic looking person in the crowd within 60 feet?
Make an insight check.
Oh, I should clarify this. Charismatic by mob standards.
So you're looking for the most Italian guy, is what you're telling me.
Different kind of mob.
So, it's probably the guy that's a bit towards the back. He would be about 60 feet from you. He's still like in the center of the mob. But he's more or less in the center of the mob, but further away from the building. He's currently directing the erection of what appears to be a flagpole of some kind.
All right. I'm going to use command on him.
Okay.
I come back, and who's surrendering to Lucina?
It's a wisdom save, right?
Double checking. Yes. Come on, you mook. Fail this.
Does that fail? 15.
Fucking mook. That hits.
Alright, at which point you hear him yell out in response, "Shit, they're casting magic! Burn the building!" And you start seeing people throw up their torches onto this thatch roof. And also lighting the bottom on fire. The building you are on, the guard headquarters, is starting to become inflamed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that ruined the situation.
As you realize that is not a flagpole they are erecting, it looks to be an improvised gallows. Just one.
Can we tell from where we are? Can we hear the commotion and the fire and all of that?
You don't hear the fire. It's fair distance away from you guys. You did hear, the low, angering, crowd noises that had been happening, but that had been happening since the end of your long rest. Lucina's the only one who said she went off to investigate.
Mm-hmm. No one came, despite me asking. All right, excellent. So they're burning down the guard building?
They've lit it on fire. It has not burned down yet.
Do they have the ability to completely surround its perimeter?
Yes, and they have.
Okay.
Mind you, there is an alleyway you could jump across to get to another building, but they do have people in that alley as well.
All right.
Fly, Gilbert, fly!
One second, guys. Hold on. Alrighty, let's see then. How long would it take for a good smoke to be building up here?
Well, in the time you're kind of looking around, the 6 seconds or so, it's starting to get kind of smoky. You think in another round or so you would probably be obscured.
Awesome. Okay. Here.
Does a 22 hit you? Someone just took a shot at you with a crossbow.
Shield.
Okay.
All right. So. All right. So as things are getting obscured, here is my plan.
Die horribly.
Ha! No. Come on, mister. You know me better than that. All right.
Die
So,
quietly.
is there just one alleyway escape direction?
No, you could go east or west. Oh, sorry, north or south. My bad. I was looking at the wrong part. You came from the north to this building, so it's halfway down the block.
All right. We're gonna keep moving then away from the problem. And so,
So what are you doing?
Yep. So as the smoke begins to obscure everything, I'd like to move towards that alley.
Okay.
And on the closest group of guys that can see me, gonna slap a fog cloud on them.
All right. So, through the, obscuring smoke, you stick your head over the edge of the alley, cast a fog cloud. You hear gasps and cries of people that are suddenly unable to see anything.
Yep, and I'm just gonna hop, skip, and jump across and skedaddle.
Okay. So you then back up, and then you make your jump across that.
Oh, honestly, I could just do it like the 10-foot fly I get from casting the spell.
Oh, yeah, it's true, you could. So yeah, you fly yourself across, start making your way, and at this point I'm going to need another stealth check to avoid anyone noticing you going along the roofs. Like, you got the people that would obviously see you there, but if some random person just happens to catch a humanoid figure going across the roofs again...
Does the smoke and general chaos from that draw their attention elsewhere at all?
Oh, of course, yeah. The DC is pretty low.
All right.
It's not that low. Yeah, as you hear, several people shout, and you see some people pointing, and the mob starts following you again.
Awesome. I'm almost wondering how much, strategic damage I can do to the city this way. All right, we've burned the guardhouse, the granaries, the weapons stores, the bank, the shipyard.
What's your passive perception?
I want to say a respectable 15.
Okay. So as you're starting to move, I assume you're going, to stay on this block so as not to have to try to cross any big streets. That would be very difficult to jump across. You're just going building to building. Which would eventually you'd have to start heading, instead of going south, you'd have to start heading west because you hit a corner.
All right.
And as you do so, you would get around this big column of smoke now arising from the guard headquarters. And what you see to the north, on the green, when you look that way, the mob's still following you, throwing rocks and bottles, is you see the gatehouse gates open. The mob you see them, contract a bit around the gatehouse, and then they start scattering as armored men on horseback start pouring out and assaulting the mob.
You see, what I've just done here is I've achieved a net good. I've saved a group of civilians from getting their shit stomped in by a cavalry charge and destroyed an enemy's base of operations.
Yeah, you don't see the glint of swords. It looks to be like they are just bludgeoning the mob apart.
Same difference of getting cavalry charged.
Oh yeah, like you fully expect some people are going to get trampled. But it's not like they're killing everybody. They're dispersing the crowd by force with heavy cavalry.
Do we hear this?
Not specifically. You just heard you've been hearing the angry tones of the crowd because there was a lot of them.
Right. Okay, well, I think at this point I'd probably step out of the fucking decrepit shack that we're in.
Mm-hmm.
Do I see the fucking crowd?
No, you're like 4 blocks, or you'd be block and a half away from the green, where you would be able to see them. And
Okay.
from Gilbert, you're like a full 4 blocks away. You can see the
Okay.
smoke rising up from the part of town that would be the municipality type area, not the Citadel. And the cries of anger are turning kind of into the cries of panic and fear.
And can I see where a wave of those guys who are dispersing are retreating to?
They appear to be dispersing in pretty much all directions away from the cavalry, which aren't like charging them down, but are instead just basically walking the horses forward in a big line and just bludgeoning anybody that does not move.
Alrighty. I'd like to take my crowd and have it, I don't know, play Galaga, not Galaga, play, Pac-Man with the fleeing, groups.
I don't know what you intend.
Oh, I'm going to lead my mob across the city, through the, retreating, peoples.
Okay, so you're gonna start heading north along the opposite side from the guardhouse of this block and start heading north towards the Citadel again.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, Mom's following you. Yeah, you see some of them running towards the cavalry, including that guy that was directing the erection of the gallows.
Ah, okay. So I've lost them to the cavalry.
No. Actually, I need to check here. Oh. So, as you're standing on this building, this angry mob all around this building, they basically followed you. Except for a couple that run off to there. And you can see him, approach, the cavalry at a distance, and they appear to be yelling at the cavalry while pointing at you.
I'm going to lie prone
Okay. You go prone.
and crawl across the roof.
Okay.
It's going to be more difficult to see me if I'm prone.
Very, yes.
What?
How's it look like things are unfolding?
Well, if you're going to raise up a little bit to try to peek, I'm going to need a stealth check from you. This one, you would have advantage from being prone at that distance, but you still have disadvantage from your heavy armor. So, call it a flat roll.
I think I'll just use my ears. How does it sound from my position?
You just hear the sounds of the angry mob. It's not like there's a cavalry charge heading at the building. It's
Awesome.
not the Don Quixote battalion. They don't just tilt at windmills and other buildings.
Dang it!
Well, all this is going on. Shouldn't we be going to that place where we wanted to go instead of like fucking with mobs and horse arch back?
You mean that
Right.
place that I was going to, and then the mobs were there?
Wow.
Well, they're not there anymore.
Minor details.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm currently working on that.
Where were we supposed to go again? I forgot.
Nowhere specifically. All right. Under how much time has elapsed?
About 30 seconds since you went prone.
All right, Lucina's gonna start like crawling across the roof back the way she came.
Okay. So you start crawling across that roof. I mean, like I said, the mob is, again, filled in around this building that they last saw you on.
What kind of building is this?
It was a 2-story structure with a gable-styled thatched roof. It appears to be timber and plaster construction, like most of the other buildings in town. What its purpose is unknown. You literally jumped onto its roof from another roof. You have no idea what's inside.
Fair enough.
Okay.
So then, let's see here. Look like they're. Does it sound like they're trying to set this one? Or smell like they're trying to set this one on fire again?
No, it does not.
Smell like.
All right. I maintain my my concealed position
Okay,
since they can't see me and I can't see them.
indeed. Another 30 seconds or so will pass. And then you hear a booming voice that is obviously magically enhanced. Yell out, "Lucina! This is the Viscount Guard. Surrender or die. If you surrender, your safety will be guaranteed."
Insight.
Make an insight check. Sure, make an insight check. I mean, you've never dealt with these guys before, so you have no idea who this is. For all you know, it's just a ploy to get you to expose yourself so they can shoot you. You have really nothing to go on.
I maintain my position. Wait, you said this is thatch, right?
Yes, most of the buildings here are thatched roof.
How well held together is this thatch?
Pretty well. It's been here a while. I mean, it's still, like, even if it's well held together, it's still a thatch roof. You could cut your way down inside.
Would doing so reveal my position?
It might. It would involve again, another advantaged stealth check. Easy DC. It's more just like, does anybody notice like a glint of whatever you're using to dig out from a distance away?
What if it were acid splash?
Then it would just work.
Yeah, I'm going to dissolve part of the roof.
Okay. Alright, so you dissolve part of the roof. I assume not the section you're laying on, but the section like next to you. So you don't
Correct.
just fall into the top floor.
Correct.
Alright. Yeah, you do so. Inside, you see what appears to be an attic. The floor of which is, looks to be filled with seeds of some kind.
Is this their granary?
From the smell of it, no. This appears to be a malting room.
Interesting. How flammable is the contents of this building?
Extremely. Like if this is a malting room, that probably means that this is a small distillery. Which might explain why no one's throwing fire at it.
Okay. Okay, so I have an idea. How far between this roof and the attic?
From where you're positioned, it is a 3-foot drop to the attic floor.
All right, I'm gonna slip in.
Okay, you slip in. Now, real strong smell of malting barley in here.
Indeed, and I shall maintain this position. Oh, actually, how quickly would fire spread in this kind of barley?
So the barley itself is actually somewhat moist, and fire would not readily spread among it. However, the room itself tends to be fairly dry and dusty. It's basically been like the malt is wetted down and set up here to start sprouting, which is what forms the malt. But it's still like a dusty attic that people don't really clean out. So it would spread like along the bottom of the thatch very quickly. The floor you're standing on, not so much.
All right. I had to make certain that if I go to bide my time here, that if they do light it on fire, this isn't just gonna go like instantaneously whoosh.
No, but you do hear the sound of a door being broken in downstairs, and the heavy footfalls that you would recognize as armored sabatons.
Oh no.
Alrighty. Well then. Sounds like we're escalating. Alright. Where is their path up?
In the center of the floor, there's a set of stairs.
We got a claymore and a couple of bouncing betties. We got.
And how sturdy is the floor?
It's, it's wooden. It's not overly armored or extremely thick. Literally, they spread out seeds and let them start sprouting up here. They don't store heavy equipment. But it's not especially decrepit or flimsy.
Alright, in that case, I'm going to take out their stairwell. Thunderwave.
Okay. Well, the stairs do not get a save. Go ahead and just roll damage.
Fuck it, let's upcast a little bit. 12 points of thunder damage, and they're pushed 10 feet away from me.
Yeah, you basically just blow up the wooden stairs. Like, they were not, like, especially thick or ornate. You hear the footfalls getting closer. You hear voices yelling, "He must be inside!" And you can hear them, like, right beneath you. Like, they are on the second floor now, directly beneath the attic. They must have taken out the stairs.
There's a part of me that's tempted to just leave one of these detonation flasks, like, right here, precariously perched near the edge.
On the other side of the attic from you, a halberd comes busting through the ceiling and is then retreated.
Alright, so now that they're thoroughly in but don't have line of sight, crawl back onto the roof and crawl towards the edge.
Okay, please make a stealth check. You are at your normal check for inside the attic. Remember, they got halberds and they're trying to poke you through the ceiling, so.
Being to climb back up through the hole?
Well, you moved to take out the stairs.
Okay.
So now you gotta get back to the hole and then up the hole. Alright, well, you start making your way over there. A halberd comes up where you were standing, but as you're moving, they did not hit you. And right as you get to the hole, Another one comes close, but does not actually hit you, as you then climb up onto the roof.
Alrighty.
Are you standing up or staying prone on the roof?
Staying prone.
Okay.
Crawl across the roof. Put a fog cloud on the people below me.
Okay.
And
Hold on. So you crawl across the roof. As you get to the edge to get line of sight to put that fog cloud down, you can see that it looks like the cavalry has dispersed most of the crowd. Like, they're farther away. You can still hear them. But they're the ones who have taken up positions near the building. And you can see that the cavalrymen, while they have like long what appear to be lances that they were using to bludgeon people before, they also have heavy crossbows on their backs. But then the fog cloud goes off, and you hear their exclaimed shouting.
And I'm just gonna fly across prone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you launch yourself across. You hear the sound of, hoof falls on the cobblestone as they, come around to investigate the fog cloud. You hear the sound of heavy crossbows cocking.
I made it across though, right?
Yes, you are across. You are prone, so you can't see them. That's why I'm saying what you're hearing.
Okay, yeah.
And then you hear a voice you recognize, because it was the magically enhanced voice, but is not currently. You hear him say, "As soon as he reveals himself, shoot him. He had his chance."
And crawls across the roof.
Uh-huh. You do so. At this point, you're actually closer to the angry mob than the cavalry, so you hear their angry shouts, and it's basically them jeering on the Citadel guards. Stuff to the effect of, it's about damn time, shoot the fucking murderers, that type of thing. But yeah, you're at the edge of that building.
I like to imagine that Alvaros was walking towards the fucking flaming, I'll just probably be following the smoke fucking pillar in the sky that I see.
Okay. Yeah, as you get closer, you would notice that the guard barracks is basically completely engulfed in flame.
Yeah.
But no one seems to really be paying it any mind. And you hear, the chanting of the people calling for, the guards to shoot the murderers. And yeah, get them. Well, show them, that they can't just come here and kill us all.
I mean, yeah, it makes sense, I guess, if they don't know the knowledge. I don't know what I just said. There's not much I can do, really. Okay.
So are you going, right up to the mob?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh God, no!
So you walk up to, getting closer to the mob, you see them yelling. You can see the mob has basically formed like a donut around this building on this, and that the different guards, the much more heavily armed and armored Citadel guards, some of them on horseback, are having surrounded this, you can see it looks to be a distillery. And they seem to be, yelling and jeering at this. The crowd, while they notice you, and a few tend to pull away from you, they don't seem to be especially hostile to you.
I mean, yeah, I'm not wanted, and I haven't killed any gods, so...
Yeah, yours is not one of the faces that has been on the wanted posters.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to get really tactical, I don't think I've killed any guards. Official, actual guards. I've killed changelings. All right.
But to them, they're actual gods. So
Yeah. Because they don't know no better. But Underdark, to make sure I'm understanding this correctly, I am outside of the horse perimeter.
Yes. You're basically level with the mob. But no one seems to really recognize that you're there.
Awesome.
I think I'd like to make. I guess I try to look around for Lucina if I can.
Sure. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Yep. Hold on, give me 1 second. I need to see my perception and my thing's not loading. Damn, that's not good. Hold on. Eight.
Yeah, you don't notice anything.
I wouldn't think so.
But that's when you see one of the heavily armed guys on horseback, kind of slowly walk up to the crowd. And he starts, bellowing out at the crowd. It looks like the murderer has escaped, probably through the use of magic. Disperse. Go back to your homes and keep an eye out. If you find him, give us his location, and we will take him out. The reward for any information leading to the actual capture or death of these wanted murderers will be paid 10,000 gold pieces.
10,000. Okay.
Brewster!
And
Brewster, we gotta figure out a way to defraud them.
And by order of the Viscount, anybody who manages to slay one of these murderers and bring their head to the Citadel shall be knighted.
Damn.
Who wants to get knighted? Because I could fake that.
All right, now we just got to figure out how to get a knighthood and also defraud them of 10,000 gold.
At which point, one of the mobsters yells out, "Horse shit!" and he throws a bottle at this guardsman. The guardsman at that point yells out that you've had your chance, and you notice that the Alvarez, you would notice this being down there. The other horsemen have slowly been encircling this mob. And at this point, they're moving in and starting to bludgeon people away. They're using the bulk of their armored war horses and their lances, and they're just cleaning the streets by just knocking people over and forcing them to disperse by force. Are you going to try to slip away? Are you going to fight? What are you going to do at this point? Because they've surrounded you guys, and they are now moving into the section of the crowd you're in.
See, does the guy that threw a ball, does he get fucking bludgeoned or does he get hit or whatever? For what he said?
So, you see him, when they start moving in, you hear him kind of go, "Oh shit," and he starts trying to move away. He ends up tripping, and one of the war horses steps on him, and you hear the sound of bones breaking. You're pretty sure he's kind of fucked.
Was it the horse accidentally stepping on him, or was it
the
guy?
Citadel guards are basically breaking up what they see as a riot that started a fire at this point. So they're just moving forward at their pace, whacking anybody with the side of their blunted lances, to get them to move on. And if you don't move and you get walked on by a giant, armored warhorse, well, that's your problem.
Think Clydesdale. They have the foot of a fucking basketball.
They are not exactly being gentle with these people. They are beating people with the side of a lance from the top of a horse. There's a good deal of force being imparted when they get hit by that.
Are they beating like children or women?
Say again?
Women? Are they beating like children or women?
Yes. If you don't get out of their way, if you don't disperse, they are hitting you until you do.
Damn. Okay. I'm gonna look for a few. I like at most 2. People on I forgot what it's called. I forgot what the word, but you know what I mean.
No, I don't. What are you looking for?
Just like 2 people on horses. Like
Okay.
2
Yeah, you can see 2 guardsmen on horses.
that are beating like women or children.
Okay. Yeah, there's a couple of, women that are a bit slow to get out of the way, and they get thwacked for it.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna Eldritch Blast whoever hits a woman and just shout, "What the fuck happened to freedom of speech, bitch?"
Okay. Roll to hit.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a right people possess in the medieval period.
There was no freedom of speech at this time point. Like,
Damn,
it's
that's
not a
really
thing.
funny.
Like, women
Yeah,
are
that's
typically
true.
property and children are just heirs.
Well, that's more cultural stuff.
I mean, if you want to take offense to it, Alvaros, and start shooting, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
A little bit anachronistic.
It doesn't seem a good idea.
Oh, I guess
I
it's the
mean-
fastest way to get a new character.
Yeah. For now, I'm just gonna hit one guy, I guess.
Okay. You roll a d20 and add your attack modifier.
Oh yeah.
Not a d10.
hold on. I was doing like
okay. I
actual
mean, if
damage
we
rolls.
round that, the 8's actually an 18.
16.
I forgot-
I was
what
trying to
did
help with numbers.
I don't. Oh yeah,
I don't even think a 19 would hit these guys. That will hit.
That hits him. Yeah, that's a crit. So double the number of dice you roll for that Eldritch Blast.
Kills guard,
Oh.
immediately becomes target.
Yeah, my first roll was attack damage. I forgot about fucking
Alvaros,
So,
this is one of those
double dice?
situations.
Yep, double the dice.
okay, so I have a +1. Does that just stays?
You
a
just
+1,
double the
right?
dice.
It's 2d10 plus 1.
Oh, 2D. Okay. Yeah. I was gonna
you
roll.
Roll the
somebody.
dice. Mhm.
Okay, so yeah, you blast him. At which point he yells out in pain. You hear the guard captain say, "Right, fuck this, kill that guy." You see them dropping their blunted lances and drawing swords. At this point, you should roll initiative.
Yeah.
The crowd is screaming around you, panicking.
I'm gonna try and make a point that I'm not trying to hit any civilians, just
Can-
like
That's nice.
people on horseback hitting other civilians.
We still not know what's going on?
That's not
No,
how
Alvaro's
how
wandered off
panic
by
works.
himself.
God. He at least
Hey, you're
one
not
off
in there.
closer to where we're staying?
It's a little closer.
It's what now, Under? Say that again, Under. I didn't catch it.
I said it's a little closer.
Mister.
Close enough for us to catch on?
Probably not.
Damn.
All we hear is a clamoring crowd that is moving around the city. It is a clamoring crowd. You will not make out anything intellectual. Even me.
I mean, I'm not trying to
I'm
make
handicapped
anything
still today,
intellectual. I'm just trying to make out if it's close or not.
It's just moving around.
It's not that close. This is probably close to 600-700 feet away from you guys. Like it's like a block and a half from you. All right. So Alvaro, let's see. So first, this guy does a thing,
Okay.
and Alvaros,
Yes.
So out of the crowd, you see Brewster, of all people, go up to the guy
Remind me
you
who that
shot.
is?
Me.
Party member, Ruffles' character.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And you see him that he has this dagger in his hand. He's going to run up to the guy that you shot up on the horse, and he's going to stab the horse.
Oh, this horse.
Yes, the horse.
Okay.
Excellent. Our enemies are drawing themselves out.
Oh dear.
Critically hits the horse.
Critically sneak attacks the horse.
The goal was to slap the horse's ass and panic it with a knife. Instead, he just
The horse dies. The horse dies. The man comes crashing down, and you see Brewster immediately turn and start running into the crowd. The downed guardsman is going to take a swing at him because he is using
under the horse.
partially. He's been knocked prone. He's not prevented from attacking though.
How is Ruffles doing things if rolling?
It's not me.
And
It
he
is
misses
a
as you see Brewster disappear into the crowd. So Alvaros, that guard you just got dehorsed. Crowd is panicking around you. The guardsmen appear to have decided that lethal force is now the option of the day because they've drawn swords. So what do you do?
First, I'm just gonna shout. I don't want to hurt any civilians or anything. Just, I know it won't like do shit, but like. So I'm just gonna shout that off. Not really at no one. Just yeah.
Tell you what, make a persuasion check real quick.
Okay. Is my persuasion good? Nope. Okay.
Yeah, the civilians seem to be just trying to get out from between you and the guardsmen. They don't really seem to be overly concerned with fighting you personally, mano a mano, or even in melee.
Yeah.
The guardsmen look pissed, like really pissed. They just saw one of their guys go down after getting shot by you. Anything else?
I mean,
Because that didn't really cost you anything.
I guess I'll my Eldritch Blast does 2 beams if I want, so I guess I'll do another Eldritch Blast, but hit 2 people on horseback.
Okay. Any particular ones, or like you going for the guy that appears to be in command? What?
Just any that's hurting civilians.
Well, none of them appear to be really caring about the civilians at this point. They're all focused on you. Like I said, they've dropped their riot control stuff. Oh, they've all hit civilians.
Okay, then I'm just gonna hit any random one.
Okay.
You've chosen a
So
strange.
So number 1 and number 5.
I said you have chosen a strange hill to die on, my friend.
Whatever. So I'm gonna try and hit 2 people. So should I just roll twice or
Yes, make 2 attack rolls.
just 2 separate ones? Or
Yes, 2 separate attack rolls.
yeah. Wait, this no, hold on. You typed the wrong thing. Then I think
The 18 will hit.
okay.
The second shot misses.
Okay.
As you beam the commanding officer with 2 points of force damage, okay?
Oh shit.
All right,
I
anything
still
else?
have- oh no. I'm assuming I still can't use. Hold on. I can't use two-weapon fighting because it specifically asks for light weapon, and I only have one light weapon, which is my dagger that I bought last session. My
I
other
believe
weapon
so.
is my
Yes.
longsword, and that's not a light weapon.
Yes.
Okay. I will ask. Oh shit! What was his name again? Waffles. What was the character's name again?
I mean, his name is Brewster. He's not with
Brewster.
you.
I'm gonna ask. Yeah, I'm gonna ask Brewster if he can lend me one of his spare daggers.
He's not there. You
not
went
there.
alone.
I'm alone now. Okay.
You were always alone. You went there alone. Brewster came out of the crowd, stabbed a guy, and ran off. You don't currently see him.
Okay. Well, then I guess I'll do nothing.
Okay.
Apathy is death.
The guardsmen charge.
Mm.
Let's see. So first, the commander is going to charge in first, and yeah, let's see.
How much HP do you have? Probably be quicker to do it that way.
45.
He could survive this, as this guy comes in and makes 2 attacks with his sword at you after charging his warhorse.
Damn.
Does a 16 hit you?
Yes.
Okay. So that guy does a total of 14 slashing damage, and I need you to make a
Mhm.
strength save.
Strength save.
Yes.
Go where I do that. Saving throw now.
Yep.
Is it a saving throw? Oh, yeah, wait a minute. I forgot.
There's a strength save.
Yes. So that would be okay. There we go.
And as he blows past you, the force he uses the side of his horse to just kind of knock into you and just forces you to the ground.
Mm.
As the other 8 mounted guardsmen also move in and start attacking you. They don't all have advantage though, because they're not mounted combatants. He is.
Mm.
So let's see. They each get 2 attacks, but they're all flat. There's 8 others.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, you should.
Well, what did you expect? You picked a fight with a bunch of mounted combatants.
Oh,
What's your AC?
So what's your AC?
my armor class is 12.
Okay.
Fuck.
None of them
I don't
missed
think
you.
it's-
AC 112.
That hits that hits an AC 12. Okay.
Hit by that.
Now, fortunately for you, these aren't non-lethals. They do decide to take you alive.
Okay.
As they bludgeon you unconscious,
Okay.
run you over the horses a few times. The crowd is very well dispersed.
So 0 HP?
You are at 0. You are unconscious. You're stable. They basically
Yeah.
they see their commander hit you and how injured you are from that, and then they basically just run up there and whack you with their swords a couple of times, run you over with their horses, and you go unconscious.
Okay.
Lucina would, because of the distraction surge, would have been able to see all that, though you're currently undetected on the roof. As you can see, the guy that lost his horse kind of hobble over and assist some of the unmounted guardsmen. Kind of start dragging Alvaros more to the north. The crowd having dispersed. No, you guys can't hear the cries of anger anymore and things like that. The guards' barracks is still burning. Though it looks like there are people with buckets starting to try to control the fire badly.
Would that whole fight with Alvaros have been enough of a distraction for Lucina to be able to slip further away?
If she wanted to. That's up to Gilbert.
Yeah, I was just asking because I thought about it. I was like, oh, that would actually be good cover.
I'll maintain my position. I need to see how this unfolds.
Okay. It looks like, with the crowd dispersed, you in the wind somewhere, the Citadel Guard forms up and starts basically dragging Alvarez's unconscious body through the streets, and looks like to be taking him to the Citadel.
Out of curiosity, how in formation are they, and how many are we talking about?
It is a 3 abreast column. So there's 3 in the front, one on either side of what looks to be a dismounted Citadel Guard dragging Alvarez on a litter. And then there are behind them 3, so Alvarez is in the center of a box, and then there's 2 more just kind of following behind. Somewhat with a bit of a space between them, like they're there to make sure that if someone tries to flank the box while they're walking by, they can run up alongside and do some damage with the charge.
Dang. Okay, they got him in the middle, so that's unfortunate.
From the way they're armored, like these guys aren't guardsmen like the city guard that were in studded leather. These guys are in splint mail. Their horses have actual barding. They look to be, there's fewer of them. Like you as they start walking towards the citadel, you can see there's only about a dozen or so of these guys. But they appear to be better equipped than the city guard was. You also notice that the civilians don't approach them at all. They give them a wide berth.
Alrighty. I'll just watch.
Yeah, you see them drag him across the green to the gatehouse, and you lose sight of him when they pass through the gatehouse. You hear some sound, and the gates on the gatehouse are closed, and as they were closing, you could see them also lowering the portcullis.
Alrighty.
The Citadel's dead horse has been left behind. And already you see some of the kids looking to be trying to untie the saddle.
Do I recognize them?
Yeah, you do. It's exactly who you think it is.
Good on him. Alrighty. I'll maintain my position and watch for a time.
Okay. How much is a time?
A short rest.
Okay. So you start waiting up there. The rest of the party, you guys would hear the sound of the crowd fading off and disappearing. Over the next several minutes, the smoke begins to lessen. From your position, Lucinda, you can see that they have prevented the fire from spreading to the other buildings around the guard barracks, but they don't bother to control the fire, and they just let the guard barracks burn down.
How long has Lucina been gone?
At this point, by the time they get control of the fire and the smoke stops, it's been about a half hour.
Where did she say she was going?
Well, when she left you, she said she was going to go check out the sound of all these angry people.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go looking for it.
And then the party goes one by one looking for the party. Perhaps the rest of the party should go with HK.
I'm not gonna go. I'm going to see where Lucina could possibly be.
Well, you did see this tall column of smoke rising up from part of the city.
It sounds like a good place to start and check, see what's going on.
Perhaps the party should go with.
I'm gonna take whoever's left with me. If they're AFK, I'm gonna take them with me, and that way, if they come back, they can help. If they don't
I'm
come
here.
out, they'll just be there. But you're already off.
No, I'm not.
No, he's with you. He's been with you this whole time.
Was nobody paying attention to the fact that he was obviously a shapeshifter?
Like,
okay.
holy fuck, because he
okay.
used my name as a description does not mean it was actually my character. I would be there doing it if it was my fucking character.
Hey, Underdark, I'd like you
But
to
he
just
did tell you
run
to
my
make a roll.
character.
Yeah, just play my character for me. I'm gonna go take a nap.
Activate
Did you
narrative
roll?
mode.
But didn't you have to?
HK, that was a
roll?
changeling.
Oh, okay. Well, then I missed that.
Disguised as me.
Then I missed that. All right. Well, then
Did
let's
anyone know why Ruffles killed that guy?
let's go.
That was not
looking
me!
for him,
We
then. Let's
just
go looking
fucking
for
went
him.
over this.
Holy shit,
Tell
that's a
how
great
I'm
frame
trolling
job.
you.
Underdark's convinced the players that you did it.
Ruffles, we're trolling you. I'm trolling.
Well, the amount that you actually pay attention, I couldn't tell.
I mean, look, guys, we're gonna have to have an intervention with Brewster about his activities.
Alright, so the party leaves our safety of our, burnt out building that nobody was caring about. And goes to look for the one party member that could just come back to us at some point in time. Like
Yes.
2 party members because Salvaro's fucked off too.
Yes.
Right, so the party full of wanted people wanders out on the street of the city that's looking for the wanted people. Let's go.
Actually, I'm not wanted.
Yeah, you're not wanted, but you're wandering with us. So let's all leave the safety of the structure that we've been hiding in and just go wander in the streets. Let's go. Let's go.
Hey, I keep my distance. Very much.
HK walks up the middle of the road towards the smoke.
We'll feed the party one by one into the meat blender of civil strife.
Okay, so to be clear, you're walking towards a column of smoke, out in the open, no disguise, nothing, just going straight there.
I can disguise you if you want, but it sounds like you don't care. So let's just go.
Not doing that.
Well, okay, yeah, maybe I'll take it cautiously. So yeah, I don't want to have to vaporize the entire town. So something like Lucina, who's going to be like, "Oh, please, they're citizens, they're people." HK is going to be like, "Burn," and that'll be the end of it.
Yeah, I was actually having to remember neutral good because there were a couple of points where I'm looking at my my flasks of detonation. Oh wait, that's right. I'm not a terrorist.
Wait, really?
True
I
neutral.
swear to God, I'm trying to be better than Gilbert.
Yeah, so let's
Well-
sneak along, and I'm not going to sneak because I'm. Fuck.
You're just gonna walk at a casual pace.
Yeah,
as if you're
kinda.
going
I
where
wanna
you're
put
supposed
a-
to be. You got your clipboard, your vest on.
Yeah, put a big DM is confused. I'm not good aligned. I'm a neutral aligned. There's no such thing as good and evil. I'm a droid.
No droids here.
I am a droid.
We don't serve your kind here.
Okay. So, if I understand this correctly, you guys are applying disguises before you go looking for Lucina.
Yes, HK is throwing a hooded cloak over him so he doesn't, just stand out right off, So.
Okay. So, you guys spend a bit of time with Brewster dolling you all up as disguises. And then you head off.
In my exhausted state, I will put disguises on everybody.
Yep.
Great idea, guys. Let's go.
Yep. So then you start walking. And then you need to make your disguise check, Brewster.
What was that again?
I believe it was
my
a...
stealth, right?
Yeah, it's basically just a stealth check.
Oh no, it was my sleight of hand with.
Yeah, that's right. Sleight of
so
hand.
It basically my stealth check. Well, got a
You-
good roll at least.
Yeah, like even in your exhausted state, you put together some pretty good disguises. And you guys are unmolested as you walk through the town towards where the column of smoke is. It's about a 15-minute walk. Lucina has been gone for about 45 minutes at this point. And you can see that the guard barracks has been reduced to a smoldering ruin.
All according to plan.
Somehow I think we were involved in that.
Yeah, you can see some people milling about. They've got like a bucket brigade going. They had like drenched the sides of the buildings next to it to prevent it from spreading. You also see curiously that in the middle of the street in front of the burned out guard barracks is this rickety looking gallows. No rope, just the wooden part.
As I'm hanging out here watching this part of the city, any change in what's going on?
I mean, slowly people start returning to normal-ish routines. They still seem to be scared and skittish, but they aren't. They don't appear to be forming a mob again. I don't think they expected the. You wouldn't think that they expected the Citadel guards to come out on horseback with lances and start beating people till they dispersed. I guess they thought there would be like negotiations or something.
Hold on. You're telling me that the angry mob attempted to ritual cast diplomancy?
Yes, it
The
failed.
horse still there? Has anybody took anything off of it yet?
So, yeah, as you guys proceed around, you notice that there's this dead horse. There's no saddle, no barding. It's just a dead horse.
I'll be back in just a second.
Hmm.
Take
Now,
a
you
closer
would-
look at the area.
Looking for what?
Why there's a dead horse? Anything in the area to explain what happened and if there was possibly a fight, what caused the horse to die, etc.
Sure.
Just a general investigation of the area.
All right, well, make an investigation check then.
Nope, don't see shit.
Well, you're pretty sure the horse died, probably because there's a giant wound in its side. Looks like somebody stabbed it and hit an artery, from all the blood at least. There's lots of horse blood.
Okie dokie. Well, if we made our way to where the horses were, then we'd be in Lucina's line of sight. So, I'll wait for Gilbert to get back so she can see us.
Is Gilbert back?
I don't believe so.
Ah.
He said he was stepping out for a second. I'm assuming going to the bathroom. So give it another 20 to 30 seconds, and he'll be back. Per his normal bathroom break time span.
Yeah, it depends if he's the dig the latrine or not.
Yep.
But yeah, you can see, some evidence of large groups of people having been through here, litter and the like. Occasional splotches of blood on the cobblestones.
Swag, just so you know, you're hot micing a bunch of clicking.
This?
That was not you, Hayes. You're fine.
No, there's old man looks to be sweeping the porch of one of the buildings. He looks at you guys.
Oh, if he's no, I feel like my disguise is disguisey enough. I'll go ask the old man what happened here.
Well, people got a bit fed up with all the killings and none of the arresting. And with the guard basically having been dismantled by these hostile adventurers in our city, they went to, and he does air quotes, petition the Viscount for assistance. In reality, it was a bunch of angry drunks who got the group together at first, and they just gathered more people, some of them supposedly more level-headed, and they went up to the gates and started demanding that the Viscount do something about the murdering bastards running around this town unchecked. Well, bit of push came to shove, and apparently one of the murderers got spotted by the mob, who then ran, and the mob of angry people chased him, eventually resulting in setting fire to the guard barracks. Somehow. Not quite sure if the mob did that because he ran into the guard barracks, or if they just did it because the guard is fucking useless right now. Anyway, apparently the Citadel Guard then dispersed the people by the gate. From what it sounded like, they did so rather bloodily. And then apparently were informed by somebody that one of the murderers had been spotted, and they decided to take a more personal interest in it. Probably because they don't want a bunch of peasants hanging around the front of their gatehouse. You know how the nobles get. Well, they thought they had him cornered, but I guess these adventurers are a bit wily and managed to give him the slip. Meanwhile, some random asshole started slinging magic around and tagged one of the Citadel guards. They did not appreciate that, and they beat him down into the ground as the rest of us ran for it. Trust me, don't want to get between Citadel Guard and their target. They kind of get pissed about that. Well, from what I understand it, the poor sap was dragged into the Citadel. He chuckles a bit. Well, you aren't likely to see him again anytime soon. What a dumbass.
Is he the one that killed the horse?
I was gonna say that horse doesn't look like it was killed with magic.
No, I was unfortunate to had a good view of it. The magic chap, he didn't kill the horse. Some random guy stabbed it, and then ran off. Didn't get quite a good look at him though. Might have been one of the murderers just trying to stir up some trouble so they could escape.
Did it appear that the two were together? The one slinging magic and the one that killed the horse?
Well, I mean, they did seem to coordinate to hit the same target, so possibly. But no honor among criminals, it would seem, as they left their friend there to take the brunt of that charge.
What's going on? I'm back.
Conversation between Old Man on a Porch and Brewster and company.
Yeah, there is an old man on the porch. We're in front of the dead horse right now, so we're actually in your line of sight.
Yes.
But we're talking to an old man on the porch, and just getting some information about the fight and everything like that, since we haven't engaged with you yet. And then they'll ask the old man, so it's the killers and the guards, and what's this rumor I'm hearing about changelings?
Changelings, fuck if I know. There's been some rumors rather about people taking people's faces and whatnot. Personally, I think it's a bunch of hogwash. Murder is much more mundane, much more likely than some weird magical changelings. Though I did hear there was an incident on the main road at one point. Monster appeared and apparently was set loose by this group of adventurers and nearly killed them on with their own petard. Well, apparently they put the monster down at least, so I guess that makes them not entirely unredeemable. He just shrugs again. I don't know.
Yeah, but you know how information in the city goes. Half of it's rumors, the other half speculations, and most of it's not true.
Ain't that the truth?
Well, while they're talking, Lucina's going to try to covertly extricate herself from the roof.
Okay. Go ahead and make a stealth check as you begin to covertly climb down in the alley where no one can see you. Hopefully.
Gracefully fall. Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, you're not that bad. You obviously make a bunch of noise doing that, but you're at the ground level. You don't immediately see a mob forming around you.
All right, now Lucina's going to creep out the alley.
I fully notice Lucina the entire time.
Yep.
Honestly, what I'm picturing is you're having this conversation with the dude, you look kind of past his head, and you just see Lucina come off the roof, climb down the side of the building.
Mm-hmm.
Clanking and knocking stuff over as you go, but it doesn't really stand out.
Yeah, there's a bit of activity over by the guards barracks that burned down. That's making a fair amount of noise that kind of masked it a bit. So Lucina, yeah, you're kind of creeping out of that alleyway. You can see off in the distance some people, they appear to be focused on the work around the guards barracks, prevent fire from spreading and make sure there's no hot spots. The old man has his back to you with the party on the other side. You recognize their disguises. He just applied the same ones. That's why you could tell it was them.
Okay, I was about to say, a group of bounty hunters. All right, I throw my flask of detonation at them.
I'd survive. Maximum hit on 8d6 would not down me.
He flies over the party, turns bag of bombs upside down. So what do you do?
All right. Well, I will thank the guy for his time and ask him, if you ever wanted a drink, just find me at the nearest pub and I'll probably be there.
Now, to take you up on that, not enough good sword in this town. But you seem all right.
Yeah, I'll try my best. And then I'll start making my way towards where Lucina dropped down into the alley that I'd seen, and
yeah, he starts going back inside. You can see it looks like he's was preparing the building to open. You can, as you're going down, you realize that it's like a records building, where deeds and property transfer is handled.
Oh, might have to come back and buy a piece of property from him. All right. Well, yeah, we'll relink back up with Lucina. We'll pull out the makeup chair.
Yeah, you quickly bundle Lucina into the alley. You apply a quick disguise to him. It's at this point, Lucina, that if it matters, you have completed a long rest. Or a short rest.
Dang. I was going to say, quickest long rest ever.
And then you wake up, and it was all a dream.
There was something in the ash of that burnt out building.
All right. Well, then I think we'll well, shit. Where do we go? I guess we gotta make contact with Finn at some point here. So I guess that would be the next order of business, is trying to get in contact with him.
Yeah, isn't he in the Citadel?
Rumor was that he was in the Citadel. Getting in
Well,
contact him doesn't require us getting into the Citadel, though. You have to
That's
think like
true.
a thief. We don't have to talk and sit directly with Finn. We just need to let him know we're looking for him, and he'll find out.
I mean, perhaps Eltharos will tell him.
If Alvaros is in there and happens to come across Finn, that would be handy.
It would if I just wasn't unconscious.
Yeah, you're kind of out of commission right now.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's start making our way. Oh, let's go to the Upper District West. I'm sure there's some associate of Finn we can wrangle up there.
All right, so you're heading to the west side of Lushingworth.
Yep, towards the north, that little bit well-to-do district where the slave house was.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Bravo 1.
Bravo 1?
Mhm.
Oh, I got Dominic in Bravo 2, because that's where I was headed.
Well, you can go there if you want instead. Bravo 1's closer, technically.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah, we're heading towards Bravo 1. Okay, yeah. Yeah, heading to Bravo 2 through Bravo 1. You sunk my battleship. And we'll keep our eyes out for Dominic and his group.
Okay. All right, as you're walking along, and yeah, you see Dominic and his gang. You see that the gang seems to have some rather interesting, like, improvised armor that they appear to be wearing, and are, you know, you can tell it looks to be repurposed barding from a horse.
Is Dominic in the company, or just some faces from his gang that we recognize?
No, it's Dominic and company.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Well, I'll go up and get his attention and say, "Hey, Dominic, looks like you're fixing for a fight."
Nah, this ain't going to be worth the damn in a real fight, but it's fun to play around. You look awfully familiar as he does this really exaggerated wink at you.
Well, not many people call you Dominic, so I'm sure it was kind of a giveaway.
True that. Anyway,
Well-
what can we do for you? You always seem to have profitable ventures in mind.
Was wondering if you got anybody on the inside of the Citadel that might have eyes on Finn. Trying to get a hold of him.
Like a hold to talk, or a hold and he makes motions like strangling somebody?
Well, with the way things have turned out and what he said, I'm not quite sure until that talk happens.
Turns out Dominic here is actually like the head changeling.
Well, word on the street is Finn is in the Citadel, actually, with most of his core cadre, and that they are planning something with the Viscount. Something about all the murders happening. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you?
Well, you've seen the posters.
Uh-huh.
You've met us.
Uh-huh.
You believe what's on the poster?
Of course not.
I didn't think so. That's why you didn't run away when we walked up.
I'm not an idiot. Most of these people are. One of the kids
That's
behind him
the
goes,
problem.
"Hey!" when he does that, but then he says, "But I'm not."
Well,
Anyway, as for getting somebody to talk to inside the Citadel, I mean, I suppose you could try bribing one of the Citadel guards to take a message inside to somebody. Not that I think they'll acknowledge that they've got a wanted crime boss inside, but I'm sure with enough coin they would take it for you. Or I suppose you could try to sneak in. If you get
Well-
caught, you can always claim you work for Finn. It's not like you're lying.
if we were to try sneaking in, what would you think the best approach would be? Sure, you've had a closer look than I have.
Well, sure, it's a good smuggling route. Problem is if you do get caught, can't really use the route anymore. So, You know, we're good friends and all that, but we're not that good friends. I need some type of indemnity against possibly the route being destroyed.
Oh, let's see. Sure, a couple platinum would help arm you and your boys up.
Oh yeah, definitely. Pockets a couple of platinum. Just gives you this nice wide smile. All right, so easiest way into the Citadel is to go under the walls. You see where the west wall meets the city wall. They got that big tower there, right?
Yep.
So at the base of the tower, though, because the Citadel was built after the city wall was complete, there's a bit of a foundation issue, and a small gap has opened up. And, you know, if you aren't a giant, you can probably fit through there. Might be a tight squeeze for someone of your stature. But for us, it's not much of a problem. And you just got to crawl through it, and then you're inside on the Citadel grounds. Now, the Viscount, for his faults, at least does like to keep his grounds looking nice, which means there's lots of trees and bushes and shrubbery to hide behind. And it wouldn't be too difficult to get to the cistern, which is in that big courtyard on the west side of the Citadel. Inside the cistern, you should be able to get inside the building. It's just a sewer system, just self-contained.
So there's a way to get in there.
Oh yeah, sure.
Probably best to go at night, eh?
We usually
or very
do.
early in the morning.
Well, it depends. I mean, you're a bunch of highfalutin adventurers. If you got a way to be invisible, it doesn't really matter what time you go.
That is a good point.
Us, though? Nah, we always go at night. No invisibility here.
All right. Well, thank you for your time, sir.
Anytime. Anytime. Always happy to help, you know, a distiller such as yourself.
If I only knew anything about alcohol, and I wink and kind of nod my head.
Mm-hmm. He gives you this really, like, awkwardly, like, comically obvious wink. And then laughs and walks away with his guys.
All right. So, got a couple of routes now. Either bribe a guard, which we do have Takashaka, whatever fuck Hayes' name is.
Takashi?
Yeah.
Akaashi.
Shut up, Mary.
Takashiri?
Yoshi.
Hey, Lucina.
I mean, the luck part isn't exactly wrong. All right. I mean, I'm kind of feeling like we might want to just straight up infiltrate.
Yeah, I'm thinking infiltrate tomorrow morning. Just lay low for the day. Maybe go around with our disguises and get some more information to figure out what exactly Finn's plan is here, because it sounds like he's plotting against us now, which is no bueno.
Ruffles?
Yeah.
If he is.
Yep, he's going on your list. Yep.
No, I was gonna say I told you so.
Well, I mean, to gain access to the Citadel, it makes sense for him to use his intimate knowledge of us. So I'm not too sure that he's actually plotting against us. I think he's just plotting against the Viscount and using us as the catalyst to gain power.
All right. Yeah, let's wait though, so that our best infiltrator is, you know, rested from being dead.
Yeah, you know, it's only been a couple of days. Just gotten lucky on the fucking rolls lately. Well, not the investigation. I was actually Underdark. I was actually gonna look for the dagger, Alvaroz's dagger from the fight.
It was not present.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, I didn't use it.
He didn't
that's
actually
right.
draw
You
his
were going
dagger.
to. Yep. Never mind. Yeah, I forgot. I missed that part. But anyway, no, it doesn't really matter. All right. So I guess we'll just camp out in Let me pull it up. The map. We're in B2 right now, which is the side that the foundation crack is on the west side, right?
Yes.
That's towards, so we could follow the wall in the morning. Um, I guess if anybody wants to do more shopping, we could have Takashi do that. So we're basically right next to the shopping district. So if anybody needed more bullshit picked up, like I don't know, we might be able to find somebody selling a spell scroll of invisibility or greater invisibility. That'd be handy, I'd think.
Do we have the funds and the ability to use it?
Well, the ability to use it isn't on me. He'd be the only caster, I think, in the party, technically.
Not totally true.
So while there is like a magic shop, it sells more reagents and like spell components than magic spells and scrolls and the like.
Yeah, that'd be a specialty item that we'd have to have a contact for. I mean, I do got the rich guy, but I don't think with the recent state of the city, he would be willing to do deals with us. So yeah, I think we'll just spend the day in B1, B2, looking for an abandoned house.
Oh, okay.
Suppose we could mosey on up into Delta, the Delta district as well, and kind of look for. I mean, since we have basically half a day to look.
Look for what?
An abandoned structure to break into. Somewhere to make camp.
Sure. Go ahead and give me an investigation check, because you guys look for a abandoned building to make camp in.
Hey, HK, you want to look for an abandoned building? I'll help you.
Make an investigation check to find a place suitable for us to house.
Somebody make that investigation check.
Do I have advantage of helping me?
Yep.
Sure.
I am proficient in investigation. I'm just shitty because I'm tired. Hopefully we can find one with a nice vantage point of the Citadel.
So, as you're looking around, in like the northernmost tip of B1, that very building at the corner against the wall, turns out that it's an old abandoned church that you think might have been a cult of some kind that wasn't following the pantheon, and for whatever reason it is currently abandoned.
Is that?
Like it was an alternate church to the pantheon, though currently it looks abandoned. The windows are broken. The door is just boarded up.
Okay. And on the map, where is this at?
The very northern tip of Bravo 1. The area Ruffles just posted.
Oh, okay.
Like right against that west wall. Looks to be pretty old. It's a one-story stone structure.
Okay. I'm gonna point that out. Is there no way to like this is a walled city and that building is it against the wall or next to the wall or what?
It is against the wall. Like they built it and used the city wall as like the back wall of the structure.
Neat. So we have to cover 3 sides on watch.
Well, just the wall. But I'm sure we can board it up to seal off most of the entrances except the front door, right?
Yeah, let's
If
get
we
it
get
to the
inside and
interior.
investigate. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
How are you getting inside?
On the investigation, what entryways are there? Like windows, doors. You said it was 1 story, first floor. So
Right, it's a single-story stone structure. The door is to the southeast wall, facing along the road. That's boarded up. On the northeast wall, facing the green, was a bunch of oval-shaped windows that looks like they are shaped such that they might have held like stained glass or something, but those have all been broken out. On the southwest were a larger amount, but much thinner, almost arrow slit-like windows. From the looks of them, they never had glass. They're actual arrow slits from the looks of them.
Okay, and then the back wall is the wall of the city. Okay.
Yeah, which you can't go around easily. But you
They're
would
probably
be
looking
extremely
for-
surprised if there was a window on that wall.
I'm just saying that's a good set point right there for us, you know?
yeah, it's defensible. It's got a good. The biggest thing that I was looking for was something that had good observation of the citadel. This is probably the best we're gonna get, unless we found something in Delta 1, but I doubt it.
No,
the
that's a
Citadel
meat
is
hall.
The Citadel is the big building south of I, right?
No, that was the guard barracks.
Okay.
The Citadel is the big structure surrounded by interior walls to the northwest, with the green so they have a clear line of fire on anybody approaching the gatehouse. That's the palace inside there, the Citadel where the Viscount keeps his residence.
Oh, in the center of the city?
Well, no, it's
No.
against the outer wall. The center of the city is the temple.
Okay.
Ruffle's been posting pictures of it.
Yeah.
I was looking at the map. Oh, that's what I thought. That's what I thought the Citadel was. Yeah, so we got a straight shot looking across at it, right? From where we
Yes.
are from the church? Okay, good.
All
What
right.
is the,
Go
Go
How
ahead.
busy does the street look?
It's not. This is
It's
a
not-
well-to-do residential area. The street in front of this structure is not very busy at the moment.
All right.
How many, from where the building is, since it's right in the corner, how many habitable places around it? How many look like somebody's currently living there is what I'm at.
Yes, there are. There's like the buildings all around it are all habitations. Most of them these nicer looking row houses. Like they know that they're living on the edge of a green, so they've got like a lot of windows facing the northeast along the green, so rather than the interior areas.
All right.
There's less windows to the street side, actually.
Yes. Yeah, looks like they spent their
Makes
money on
sense,
having
yeah.
nice big windows facing the nice green rather than the city itself.
All right. Well, that makes probably just going through the front door the easiest option.
Yeah. And plus, if it's a nicer end of town, things coming in and out of there, they tend not to notice,
Yep. Hear no evil, see no evil, etc., etc. So yeah, I think we'll just take the carpenter kit, and I'm guessing the front door that's boarded up is kind of like in an alcove or something. It's not just flat on the edge of the building,
No, it is.
being a church and all.
It's like there's a rather wide porch that just a couple of steps up from the street level that appear to be made out of solid stone. Like there's no seams or anything that you can see, and then there's just this boarded up, tall wooden door.
Well, then I guess I'll just get to work with the carpenter kit and start taking the boards off.
Okay.
I'll assist.
Alrighty. Yeah, it only takes you guys about 10-15 minutes to pry all the boards off. At which point you have this closed wooden door in front of you.
And a stack of boards.
And a stack of boards, yes.
All right, I will try the handle.
Alright. There is no visible handle. From what you know of this type of door, you just kind of push open.
All right, well then I will push the door open.
Yeah, and it creaks open on old rusty hinges, revealing a long, not really long, more of a wide but fairly short building. The floor also looks to be stone, and while it might have been polished at one point, age and time it sees it to be dust covered instead. To your right, on the northeastern wall, you see the inside of the stained glass windows that have been busted out. To the west, you see a closed wall, and some doors over there. On the far wall, which would be the outer city wall, you can see a raised dais and what appears to be a stone altar, a large crack going through the center of it, like someone had assaulted it and broken the altar. The center of the building appears to be mostly clear, though some evidence in the dust can show areas where pews might have once sat.
There's no pews present.
Correct.
You say the altar's broken.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Any kind of religious figures or markings saying who the church was to.
Make a religion check.
Well, let's assume the party moved inside. I'd like to bring the boards with.
Okay, sure. Yeah, you guys can walk
And then-
inside. Your footfalls echoing a bit in the mostly empty structure.
And then
Hey,
once
you see
the
guidance, that'll give me an extra D4, right?
You're asking me for guidance?
Yeah.
What makes you think I have it?
You're a cleric?
she's a combat cleric.
Maybe I did, maybe I didn't, as Lucina provides HK some guidance that he desperately needs.
I mean, it's one of the few spells you can use as what fuck,
Yes, mister, I have guidance.
What was the guidance? I forgot to add it. D4? It's in again. Yay.
Yeah, as you're looking around, you can see that the whole wall that was the city wall looks to have been a mosaic at one point, but was destroyed rather intentionally from the looks of it. And the only bit of religious iconography you find is on the broken altar. You see a sigil, a rune that you recognize, one that you know references hell.
So this could be.
Does Freeman's background recognize the symbol?
When HK points it out to you, yes. Yes, it does. You have, in fact, seen said symbol before.
Well, I could lay the information into the party if they wanted to know.
Yes.
Ruffles, I am a professional lore whore. Spill the beans.
What does Freeman Brewster's research and history know of this symbol?
I don't know, that's why we're asking you.
So
I don't know. That's why I'm asking the DM.
So all you've been able to find out is that this is a rune of a named, some type of devil, probably an upper level devil lord. The name being Zissa Khafra. And you know that it's related to Jesse's disappearance, but
So
but
my
you have
face
been
would immediately go dark seeing that symbol. Then
yes. Apparently, whatever religious institution this was associated with that being.
my response to your question, then, Lucina, would be that is the symbol of a devil you do not want to cross.
Are there any devils we want to
Which
cross?
begs the question of why, you know. Well, it answers a couple. It makes sense why the mural was destroyed, because if this was a darker church, then
What's the devil associated with?
Chaos.
yeah, it's not a bad thing. HK doesn't say that because he doesn't care.
All right. Well, before all of that happened, Freeman would like to board up the door from the inside.
Okay.
Basically, I want to hold the door open and stack the boards up, and then tie string to them, rubbing a bit of dirt on the string to disguise the fact that there's actually string there, and then tie it off to an anchor point inside, pinning the door open.
Wait.
Open?
I'm
I would be closed, wouldn't you?
I'm very confused as to what you're attempting to do here, because at first I thought you meant you were just gonna take the boards and nail them onto the inside of the door to prevent it from being open.
No,
from the outside.
that would be too obvious from the outside that the door has been messed with.
So what are you trying to do then? Because it involves string, and I have no idea.
Basically, I'm going to be putting the boards on backwards. So putting them on from the outside, but pulling them into the frame as if they were nailed on from the outside.
Ah, I gotcha.
So from the outside, it would look like that it's still just boarded up.
Sure. Yeah, you can do that.
As best I can remember the order, because I would have just been stacking the boards top down and putting them back in reverse order.
Indeed. Go ahead and make a stealth check just to see how good of a job you did in terms of concealing your breaking and entering.
Good thing I got a +10 to my stealth.
Yeah, you're reasonably certain that, that at least with casual observation, the church is still going to look boarded up.
Cool. All right, so we're secure here for the day. So I guess I could spill some of my own history to the party and let them know who this devil is and what she's capable of. She's capable of granting wishes, because I've seen it happen with my own eyes. However, her wishes are always twisted. So I suppose we just have a afternoon of half a day of downtime then, eh?
Okay.
Anybody want to do anything with downtime? Like maybe make some more bombs, HK? HK?
Say again? I missed that.
I'd say we get half a day of downtime. You could probably turn more of the barrels into bombs.
Yeah, that's
wanted
what I'm
my,
going to
Yeah, if you wanted my assistance. How many flasks do you have with the additional 30 that we got? Because I just said to add 18 to your total flasks.
I got
Yeah,
38.
we bought 48 flasks.
I got 38.
So you had 38 before we started, or you have 38 now that after you made the 30?
I have,
Yeah,
I
did you deduce the 30 that you made from your present inventory?
I have 28 left, not 38, 28.
Okay, so you have 28 left. Is that including the new addition of 48?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, well then we have a lot of flasks. Because I also have
I have,
8 on me.
I have, wait.
Before we made the bombs, how many flasks did you have?
Remember? It's not really
I
on the
remember
sheet.
I
Before I got it on there now that I have 18 left. So however many we made last time, I think I made 20 grenades.
did buy some Lost Silence.
Yeah, you bought 48. Yeah, that number is where I'm trying to work in our total right now.
And
I'm
then
aware of that number. I'm fully aware of it.
And then I made 10 grenades. I gave you 2. I gave Lucina 5, and I kept 3. And then I have 20 more because I made 30.
Yes, you made a total of 30. I'm asking how many flasks you had before the influx of 48. Because I told you to add 18 to your sheet, assuming you did not subtract any for the 30 flasks that we made.
I started with 20 flasks.
You started with 20 flasks?
Yes.
Okay, so we had a total of 68 flasks, and we
Right.
used 30 of them. So you have 38 flasks.
Right. What I said.
Okay, cool. Nope, I wanted to make sure that we knew how many we had, because we're basically probably going to
now
spend the
wait,
rest of the
I
day
have
turning
another
all of
question.
those into
I had
bombs.
12 I had 12 barrels.
Yeah, no. The quantity of barrels is going to be what the boiling down factor is going to be for resources. It's the number of flasks.
My question. How much of the barrels did I use when I made the 30 grenades? Is it 1 barrel to
One.
make 30 grenades? Okay.
1 barrel per 30 flasks. Yeah.
Okay, that's where I made a mistake.
Gotcha.
I made a mistake there. So
Yeah, so you have 38 flasks. I have 8. So we can make 46 more. So let's just make 30 more and keep. I'll just have clear your flask inventory out and leave 16. So you'll have 16 empty flasks and 30 more grenades, which will use up another. What did we say was 2 feet of string and 2 feet of rope per flask? To make the slings?
Yes.
I believe it was 2 and 2. Okay. So I need to take 60 feet of rope off.
Okay, so I made 30 more. That gives me a total of 50 in my inventory.
In the bag. Yep, in the bag of holding, yep. And they are all packaged for transport.
Yeah.
So I need to take off 60 feet. So that'll leave me with 40 feet of
How many
silk
vials
rope.
did you say I have?
You should have 16 empty flasks left. After we're done doing this.
All right. That's
Which I'm assuming with the amount of time we have that we probably don't need to make any checks under.
Correct.
All right. All right, so that will leave me with 340 feet of string and 40 feet of silk rope. Probably need to pick up more silk rope, if anything. I like having my rope. 40 feet of rope is nothing.
So what is the structure of this building under?
It's stone.
I mean, the roof. Is it a good roof on it? Does it have
Yes. It is. It's a rather flat roof, more like a lean-to, really, where the high point is against the city wall, and then it kind of comes down at an angle. Inside, there are pillars helping to support it, also stone. And then on the ceiling, you can see, the interior vaulting that helps keep it up and supports it.
Okay, cool. Pretty good sized building then. All right, sweet.
Yeah, it's only a single story, but it was built to last.
All right, well, I guess I'll spend any amount of free time I have looking for any sort of documents or any paperwork or anything that would be remaining.
Okay, well, go ahead and make an investigation check then.
Or I could convince HK to help me look. Or look for me, one of the two.
Pretty sure he's busy building grenades.
Oh, yeah, true. Okay. Hey, I rolled good.
Yeah, as you're looking around, you don't find any documents in the rooms to the southwest. Each of the doors, there's about a half dozen of them, opens up to a small chamber with that arrow slit, and each chamber is about 6 foot by 6 foot. 6 foot by 6, tiny. It's about 10. It's about 10 by 10 inside each of those. And from the looks of it, it looks like they were more like you would have either like offices or small living quarters type deal would be what you would expect. But they're all empty. Just dust. It looks like whatever happened, all the removable furniture was removed. The altar actually being embedded into that dais, so they broke it rather than removing it. Probably why they haven't reused the building. No paper or anything like that. Other than that, the only thing is as you're kind of returning from there, having a bit of distance in the light at the right angle, you can see like a slight indentation of a circle inside like the main chamber of here. And you know that that could be as mundane as a teleportation circle that just has been worn away with age or wasn't complete, or it could be something like a ritual summoning circle that these worshippers used from time to time.
Okay, so there is some sort of obvious for magic use only circle in the middle that.
Well, I mean, it could also just be artistic. It's just a circle that you would recognize as like, this could be these things which might worry you, or it could just be artistic, in which case, it doesn't mean anything.
We have a wizard? Oh, no, it's not here.
Is it art or is it arcana?
I was going to say, I'm going to go over to that circle then and start cleaning it without using my hand,
So you're scuffing it with your foot, or?
Oh, like a rag or something I'll throw on the ground and drag my foot around and cleaning it. So
Okay.
that, in a process that I would think wouldn't activate if there was any way of touch activation for something like that.
I forgot.
Since I don't know shit about magic. What's that?
I am the wizard. I know shit about magic. Can I look at it and see if I can identify it?
You're a little busy. I'll get to you. You can. I'll invite you over later. You're making bombs right now.
Ever find that Alvaro's?
Who? Well, we know Alvaro's got dragged off to the Citadel.
Yeah, no, I'm fucking fucked right now.
Yep.
Yeah, we're in a little church that has some information to my past. So yeah, I'll just like some tattered cloth and be dragging it with my foot in and out on the circle and working around the circle to clean it and see if I can see any symbols or anything.
Sure. Yeah, you start cleaning it, and as you do, you do realize that there is some residue on the floor. Whatever this was not carved into the floor so much as painted, from the looks of it. And it looks like whatever they did to this church, they scoured this from the floor. Though, apparently it was a little more indelible than they thought. And you can make out, and it does appear to be some type of magic circle of some kind. Like, there's a circle within a circle, and there's, arcanic. There are magical rune type stuff that you've seen people scribbling, in these things. You think it might be, again, you're not really sure whether it's a conjuration circle or just a teleportation circle so people could get to the church easy. You don't know. But there's definitely something weird about it. It's not just art.
All right. I'll get Lucina's attention because HK is busy right now.
Oi.
Hey, magic-y circle-y thing. You're a cleric.
Alrighty. Detection of the good and evil.
Oh. Okay.
And since it's prepared, I believe I can ritual cast it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see. You know if there is 30 feet of you, as well as where the creature is located. Similarly, you know if there is a place or object within 30 feet of you that is magically consecrated or desecrated. Ah, interesting. Very well. So you cast that spell. And it tells you that the altar is desecrated, as is the circle and the area inside of it. It also tells you that there is a fiend standing dead center in the center of that circle.
The jig is up. Reveal yourself.
It's worth noting that Brewster had been like inside the circle while he was cleaning, so you guys had walked over this without realizing it before. And the fiendish presence does not move or in any way react to what you say. It's just sitting there in the center of the circle.
And Freeman's passed through it?
Yes, several times. You all passed through the circle when you walked into the church and walked up to the altar.
I try to pass out of it.
Say again? Like you guys had walked like from the entrance, you walked into the circle and then out the other side when you went to look at the altar. You just hadn't realized that this was there because it was covered in dust. It was only when Brewster was specifically investigating the place that he noticed the indelible nature of the markings of it in the reflection of the light from the broken windows.
All right. Yeah, Brewster, all that shit there, it's all desecrated, and there's a fiendish presence located in the middle of that circle.
Huh. Wonder if the bitch is here.
But this fiendish presence is it's just there.
Indeed.
Can you give me a rough approximation of where it is, and I'll try something?
In the center of the circle. In the center of the church.
Do I get an indication how big it is?
Nope. Just all that spell tells you is that there is a fiendish presence and where it is located. It does not give you any information about this presence.
Fair enough.
Than that.
All right. I'll throw a chalk bomb at it.
Okay. The chalk bomb explodes. The chalk slowly begins settling to the floor. It does not react to this presence at all. It's as if the presence is not there.
Well, that was a waste of a perfectly good chalk bomb.
Is the circle complete or incomplete?
It's been destroyed. Like it was scoured from the floor. It's only because of the indelible nature of what they marked it with that there was any residue left for Brewster to reveal.
Maybe it's trapped in some kind of limbo.
And you want to try letting a devil out?
No.
Then it should just stay stuck in limbo, because I'm quite content with that.
Yeah, let's not fuck around and find out.
But we might be able to come back later and fuck around and find out. I mean, we are Space Dragon's bitch after all. Maybe he can help us. All right. I think we'll just, spend time waiting for HK to finish. I'll go over and help him every once in a while, and however much time it takes for him to finish that to pass.
All right, and then you guys are going down for a long rest at the end of the day.
No, well, when HK is done, I was gonna have him take a look at the runes of the circle and see if he recognizes the type of magic or something.
Oh, okay. Well then, HK, when you finish later on in the day, go ahead and make an Arcana check.
An Arcana check. Do I have advantage?
I can't provide advantage.
I don't know if
Which
anyone
one's
is
the other?
proficient with Arcana to help you.
After writing out my background thematically, it makes sense that I should have proficiency in Arcana, but I do not because I had better things to take it in.
Ha, fool.
Oh my god.
He's still got a +7, so there's
Yeah.
that.
So you're not sure what type of magic, or sorry, you're not sure of specifics, HK. All you can tell is that the blurred outlines of the runes seem to suggest a conjurative magic.
Now, after a certain amount of time, can I check that again or no?
No.
Go to bed now. I work tomorrow. Bye bye.
Have a
Have
good
a
night.
Hayes.
Hey, Hayes. Where did Pete go?
I don't know. Maybe his internet got hit by a train.
I think we went to bed because we were dicking around not achieving anything.
It's D&D. It's like 90% dicking around.
It's true.
10%
Especially with
terror.
us.
Yeah, but this is like particularly dicking around.
Well, when nobody chimes in, like I was away, so I'm assuming nobody chimed in.
No one chimed into what?
However you ended up by yourself, I don't know what happened. I have to go back and listen to the beginning of the session. I was
Oh.
not at my computer. I wasn't
Oh,
in my
yeah, that-
house.
Yeah, that was a Gilbert being the only one being active.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened either, because normally HK would have followed you.
I can tell you exactly how it happened because no one said shit.
He's like, I'm
Yeah,
gonna go check that out. Silence. All right, I'm going to go check that out. Okay. So since no one else spoke up, I assume they're all staying behind, and you're going alone, right? No one spoke up, so he went alone.
Yep.
Yeah, I ran to the gas station to get something to drink and ran into an old friend. Was chit chatting with them. I didn't get home until like 10 after.
Well, shit happens.
Yep, it
Anyway,
happened.
so you guys, you're not really sure. Something whack is up with that though. Night falls. Are you guys taking a long rest there?
I think that'd be the plan. Make sure we're watching the Citadel on our watch order.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lucine is going to direct her attention at the circle.
Okay. So what's your watch order?
The one time HK being able to double up actually comes in handy because we don't have enough active party members.
So shall we call it chat order? Brewster,
yeah,
HK, Lucina?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
HK can double up on the middle watch.
That works for me. You guys go to sleep. Now, Elvaros, you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, a few hours after you were dragged into the Citadel, you wake up. You have one hit point at this point, a level of exhaustion from being awoken. You find yourself in a modestly appointed room. There is a small basin with water. You appear to have been laid on top of a bed. You have all of your equipment. And there is a window looking out on a garden. From the position of the sun, you could see that it's early afternoon still. Like maybe only an hour or two have passed. And there is a closed wooden door that probably leads elsewhere. So what do you do?
So I'm on. Okay, so there's. Say that again. My brain is not working. Please say that again.
So This is from your perspective. So since you and the party were
Yeah.
split up. A few hours after you were taken by the Citadel guards have passed. You can tell by the position of the sun coming through the window. You wake up in this modestly appointed room. So it's about a 12 by 12 room. There is a
So
small,
not like a prison.
not a prison cell. This looks more like guest quarters of some kind. Like there's a bed. It's got straw. You're on top of it, like someone laid you there. There's a small desk. No, like for your use. You know, in a chair. There's nothing on him. A small armoire and a window that looks out on a garden. From the position of the sun, it looks like 2 hours have passed since you were taken. This window looks to be a first floor window. The ceiling is plain wood, like wooden planks on rafters. And there is a closed wooden door. Not rough or anything, just like a closed, interior door that you would expect in a building.
Is it locked?
Do you try it?
I'll let you finish first.
I'm done.
Oh, okay. I won't open the door just yet. I'll probably look out the window and just see the surrounding area.
Okay. Give me a perception check then.
Okay. Oh, I'm on the wrong Discord. Give me a second. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Perception. Okay.
All right. Yeah, out in this garden, which you can tell is the facing to the southwest. You can see what looks to be a fountain and some like hedgerows and the like, short shrubbery hedges. You can see an occasional guard patrolling. It looks to be the same splint-mailed Citadel guards that you confronted out in the city. Beyond that, about let's say 300 to 500 feet away, depending on where you look from the structure, is the what appears to be the inside of a wall, like a stone wall, like a curtain wall or something.
Okay.
You hear birds chirping and the like, and the guards, while they're patrolling, they don't seem to be particularly agitated. Like they're armed, but the weapons are not bared.
Okay, I think about now I'll try to open the door.
Okay. You open the door, which is unlocked. It opens into your room, revealing on the other side the backside of a person who is standing in front of the door. He appears to be a bit shabbier looking than the guards, and is dressed in leather armor. And he turns around and looks at you and says, "Ah, you're awake."
Who are you?
Me, I'm, you can call me Phil. I'm no one particularly of importance. Kind of like you. But rather it's because of the people I know. Specifically, Brewster, Lucina, HK, and other such people, Stone Soup and the like. People I know? Well, he goes by the name of Finn, and he wants to talk to you when you wake up. So, you ready?
And don't fuck this up, man. You got an important job. Talk to this little bastard.
Thrust
I'm
into
a-
the limelight.
So, okay, I'm gonna try to make, if I can, make a check just to see, like, is this Phil guy in like a hurry? Is he in like a rush, or is he like take your time, whatever?
Make an insight check.
Yeah, okay. What is my insight? Okay.
He appears to be at ease. Not like he's in any particular rush. He is not armed. While he is armored but not armed. He doesn't have a weapon. You have all of your equipment, including weapons. Like nothing was taken from you.
But also I'm at 1 HP.
You're at 1 HP because they knocked you unconscious by force. That's just how you come back from that.
Okay. I guess I'll tell him, can I rest a little bit more? And then I'll see him after?
Sure. Just with this all situation and all with the changelings and whatnot, Finn and the Viscount are kind of itching to get this settled. So, how long do you need? Do you know, is this just you just need powder your nose type deal, or are you talking about needing a full night's rest?
Probably a full night.
I see. All right, I'll let Finn know that you're awake and that you're in rough shape. And I suppose if there's no emergency, you'll probably be left to your own devices then.
Okay. That's fine.
Alrighty. Talk to you in a bit. And he turns and starts walking off.
Okay.
You can see that now that he's left from being immediately in front of your door, you can see he's walking down this hall. The floor is polished stone. There's occasional little tables and art on the wall and things like you would find in a rich person's house. And like about 3 or 4 doors along the hall before it reaches like a corner, and he turns around and he like turns around a corner and you lose sight of him.
I think I'm gonna just walk out into the hall for like a second just to look around, and then go back in the room.
Okay. Yeah, you look around. The other direction that the guy didn't go, you can see looks to go about 10 more feet to a dead end with a window, and it's looking out at the gatehouse. And you recognize this as the inside of the Citadel Gatehouse at Lushingworth. From the looks of it, the portcullis has been dropped and the outer gates are closed.
I think I'll just I'll go back inside. I'll try to take a long rest.
Okay.
I guess.
So you're just going to hang out in the guest room until morning?
Yeah.
All right.
Actually, before well, of course after I wake up, but before anything I do anything, I would try to speak to my patron if I can. Or at least try.
Yeah, you try, but there's no response.
Okay. That's pretty worrisome. Not really, but yeah. Okay. Does Phil come back?
Nope.
Okay.
You are left undisturbed while you're resting in this room.
Does my long rest? I don't think it removes my Does it? I can't remember.
A long rest will restore you to full hit points, and it will remove 1 level of exhaustion.
And I only took 1 level, right?
Yes, when you wake up from being unconscious from like force, not just the status condition, you gain a level of exhaustion. So this would reset it back to 0.
Okay. So I'm basically back to normal.
After your long rest, you would be. Are you doing anything, or like I'm just trying to figure out what's going on? So are you just going to rest there the whole day, the rest of the day, and the whole night? So that's what you would need to do to get a long rest.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you are left undisturbed. You sleep in these guest quarters. Morning comes, and you are awoken with a knock on the door, like a gentle knock.
Okay.
After a moment, the door opens, and a girl walks in with a tray. On it is a pitcher of water and a small plate of meat and cheese.
I am thirsty now, damn it.
Damn, now I'm tempted to go upstairs and get some of like that cheese and the crackers and the salami.
Oh. See, this is the thing I love about my house. I'm in my fridge right now getting some of my Gouda.
Yeah, she sets it on the desk, and she looks at you and says, when you're ready, the Viscount would like to see you in the sitting room. But please, he did mention to make sure that you have breakfast and such first. No reason for inhospitality, I think he said.
Inhospitality?
Yes. Sorry, I was choking.
Must have been the water.
It's been poisoned.
But yeah, at this point, Alvaros, you have had a full long rest.
Yeah, okay. I guess I'll just ask her name and then just eat my food.
Okay. Yeah, as she's leaving, and you ask her name, she replies that, "Oh, I'm Kira, one of the servants here."
Okay. So after I eat my food, I guess I'll just walk out into the hallway, and I don't really know where to go, but I'll go the direction that Phil went.
Okay. So you go down the hall past the other closed wooden doors, similar to the one that led to your room. Go around the corner, and almost run into Phil. It looks like he was walking towards your room. He says, "Oh, hey, you're awake. Have a good night."
Yeah.
Great. Viscount and Finn want to talk to you in the sitting room. I'm supposed to take you there.
Okay.
Great, follow me. And he turns around and starts walking off. He assumes you're just going to follow him.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
I will try to take note of all the different pathways and things as I walk, if I can.
Yeah, you can, from the look of it, this is like a if you think of fish bones, the hallways this is like a central hallway, and then there's other smaller hallways that run off along either side, so that the rooms would be so that some of the rooms would be facing interior to the building without windows, and some would be exterior with windows.
Okay.
And yeah, eventually, he takes you there, and it's a short walk. It's 2 minutes. Comes up to a pair of rather nice-looking double doors, knocks, waits, opens the doors, and kind of steps aside and says, "They want to talk to you. I'm to wait out here."
I shake Phil's hand and just walk inside.
Okay. Yeah, he returns the shaken hand, looks a bit bemused by it, and closes the door behind you. In this room, you can see it's a rather richly appointed sitting room of a fireplace, burning, but not, with a fire in it, but not roaring. And, bearskin rug, various hunting trophies along the walls. There's these nice couches and coffee tables, and on one of the couches, you can see this short gnomish figure that you recognize as Finn. In one of the other, in a overstuffed chair near the fire, you see this human. He's got dark hair starting to go gray, and his eyes are a bit beady looking, almost like he has a hard time seeing. But he's wearing very nice, rich clothing, and you can see several rings on his fingers.
Just a quick, Finn they haven't met.
Okay. Yeah, oh, you haven't met. Okay.
Yep, Alvaros has not met Finn yet. We picked him up before we ever ran into Finn again.
Oh, all right. Yeah. So yeah, there's this rather rascally-looking gnome with a tall, pointed conical hat. Your typical gnome. And he's always got the smile on his face, and when he sees you, he smiles and says, Alvaros, please. I know we haven't met, but please do allow me to introduce Viscount Perkinder. And, I know of you because I know of your compatriots. Brewster, HK, Lucina, Stone Soup. I even hear now they're running with Takahashi. A rather motley bunch, but best of intentions, I assure you. You hear the Viscount speak up at this point. He's like, "Do let the boy speak, Finn. He might be a bit overwhelmed, especially given the manner that he had to be brought here." He kind of looks right at you, Alvaros. My apologies for that, but certain appearances had to be maintained.
Okay.
And he just gestures to the couch opposite Finn, like across a coffee table, so that the three of you would end up forming a triangle.
I will sit, but very slowly.
Okay.
like extreme, like as slow as I can.
Like as if slow was cast upon you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you sit with exaggerated carefulness. And once you're fully seated, the Viscount gestures to the coffee table, and you can see there's like a tea service there. He's like, if you feel thirsty, do please help yourself to some refreshments. If it's not to your liking, something else can be brought. But I do believe Finn was about to talk as to why you are here.
Mm.
And Finn picks up the thread from there, saying, yeah, we were hoping to talk to the rest of your crew, but unfortunately, they weren't able to get brought in, and my contacts in the city have gone a bit thin at the moment. He looks a little embarrassed about to be mentioning this. So I think, though, it's time we lay a bit more of our cards on the table, as it were. Especially with you, given you have no idea what's going on. You are aware of the changeling issues here, yes?
Yes.
Okay, good,
Yes.
good. Don't have to rehash all that. Pain in the ass to prove, let me tell you that. So, point is we're fairly sure that we've narrowed down the part of the city that these guys are using as a base. Problem is, we're pretty sure everybody outside the Citadel is in some way compromised, except potentially your party. And we only figured that because you guys are wild and dangerous, and quite frankly, anyone trying to infiltrate you would be a moron. Better just kill you all if they wanted to do that.
Okay.
So we're using the Citadel here as our last bastion of places that we know to be safe. What will
How
you...
do you know it's safe?
So, very early on, the good Viscount essentially put the Citadel on a internal lockdown to when the changeling threat was first noticed. And careful studies and interrogations were made of those still inside. And fortunately, everybody was eventually cleared. Your party, in fact, assisted with this mightily when they found some very critical intelligence, namely a list of changelings that were known. We believe that there are, in fact, several such lists with different names on them. But as far as we can tell, if a name is on the list, they are, in fact, a changeling. Regardless, though, we believe that these cells, and we think there might be 3 of them in the city, are all operating under the orders of a specific individual, a foreign entity.
Mm. Continue.
Yeah, sorry, I had to look up a name.
Okay.
So, as far as we can tell, the authority that these changelings are working under is out of the Empire of Evrevia. And there's been some political tension between Vebey and Evrevia of late, and we think that this might be an attempt to destabilize Vebey so as to make them easier targets for some other plot. We haven't quite figured out what that plot is. The problem is that they've made a bit of a mess of things here, and if their goal is to cause a distraction, they have already succeeded. The issue is that in 8 days, this city will be quarantined by the Vebey military, specifically out of the fortress of Gaudrath, only a day's march from here. And after its quarantine is secured, they're going to burn the whole city down, put everyone to the sword. Obviously, we would like to avoid this fate. That's where your party comes in. If we can show them, a list of changelings that we confirmed were changelings and that are dealt with, we might be able to get the quarantine called off as have the changeling threat having been dealt with. Problem is that they can keep making more changelings, so we need to take out the leader, which we're pretty sure is based, in the southeast portion of the city somewhere. fortunately, we don't have the forces here in the Citadel to really do much more than just secure the Citadel. So what we're thinking, the Viscount and I, is that we bring in your party, since your methods are obvious and therefore unable to really be compromised as easily. You'd basically go there, and I'll be frank with you. We're going to use you as bait and see who attacks you. And hopefully that'll lead you and us all back to where these guys are coming from, and then we can help you take them out. But until we have time for that strike, we don't want to waste any forces that we know are clean here in the Citadel. So the Citadel will remain on lockdown. Sound good?
I have a few questions.
Of course. What do you want to know?
First of all, why do you think that that group is my party? Or I'm a part of that party, whatever.
Because I have reliable reports of you running with them from my agents still out in the city.
Okay.
He's got eyes and ears everywhere.
Makes sense.
Oh, don't worry. The Viscount speaks up at this point. Is Finn? I believe he's more worried about the wanted posters with his friends' faces all over them. He turns to you, Albert. I assure you, it's all part of the charade, and once the changeling threat is dealt with, we will publicly acknowledge your group's services to us here. And, of course, any legalities of it will be set aside at that point.
Okay. I'm gonna turn back to Finn. DM Underdog.
Yes?
Do I actually know the name of my patron?
That's up to you. That's your background. So if you want to know it, yes. If you don't, you don't. It's entirely your choice.
I don't have a name set up for him. So.
Well, then maybe it's just an unknown force that you came when you called and you never figured out his name.
Mm.
And you simply know him as your patron, but you don't actually know who he is.
Right.
I swear, if it is a Kafra, I'm gonna kill him. That would be the best plot twist ever.
Underdark, obfuscated somehow. He's onto it.
Well, Alvarez has no idea who it is. Then is what I'm getting from that. So.
Yeah, no. But I'll ask Finn a question that is not directly related to any of this. I'll ask him if Finn is from Hell, right? He's straight up just from Hell.
You asking him that?
No, I'm just like, because I remember one time I was kind of trying to converse with my patron, and he wanted me to keep Finn out of Hell or something like that.
Yeah. Yes, that is the last time you conversed with your patron.
So that would lead me to believe that Finn is from Hell, or at least was in Hell at some point. I'll ask him if he's planning on returning.
Well, no, not really. What makes you think I've been to Hell in the first place anyway?
I'll say, you know some people, I know some people. We all know someone.
Some more than others.
And I'll go back on topic and just say, how long do we have to decide on this? Like this.
The Viscount speaks up. The army will arrive to encircle the city in 7 days.
Right.
The amount of time we had yesterday minus 1 day.
And how long for us to be the bait? The bait?
I'm sorry, Alvaro, say again.
How long for the plan of us being the bait and stuff like that?
Well, we were hoping to send you out as soon as possible.
Right.
If the changelings spot your group, which are, let's face it, you're well known to the changelings, around their base of operations, they're gonna assume you know where it is, and they're gonna throw everything they got at you, hopefully revealing where the base specifically is. That will allow us to then dispatch the Citadel guards to back you up, assault this compound, and deal with this threat once and for all. Once the primary creator of changelings, based on the rate that we're seeing the list grow, there can't be more than one. Either that, or if there is more than one, they are being incredibly slow about it. Once they're dealt with, that means there's only a finite number of changelings to deal with. And we can use the list that we have captured to purge them from the city. We'll never be 100% sure that we got every last single one of them. I suppose it would be possible to make one without linking it to a list. I'm sure any reasonable infiltration team would have that capability. But we'll be reasonably sure, and more importantly, sure enough to convince the army. Hopefully.
Okay. So, you're also saying that the whole, like, I don't know how to explain it, but the whole, like, wanting to fucking hunt us down and kill us and capture us stuff, you're saying that's just an act, right?
Yes.
So then what was with the whole thing with the shit? I forgot what was. I forgot who said it, but it was some god that said if they killed one of us and took the head to I forgot. They would become knighted. What about that? If one of us gets killed, but it's an act, then what? Our this thing doesn't work anymore.
You can answer that one with common sense.
I
No
mean, yeah,
commoner is going to actually be able to kill a party member and take their head.
Like, it would actually take a concerted effort of dozens upon dozens.
It would take an angry mob
civilians.
to actually manage to kill one of you.
Yeah, like that angry mob could have killed me. They would have suffered massive casualties, but they could have done it if they were willing to throw every man they had.
I was hoping I was there because I would have killed the protesters, the knights, pretty much, and nuked half the town.
Well, you would have killed the commoners. The knights would have put up a fight.
Yeah, HK, what you would have done is you'd kill all the civilians, kill a couple of the knights, and then land us in an even worse strategic position than we are.
Oh, very true. That's very true.
Yeah,
My
right now
question-
we're in a very good spot. We're basically kind of just waiting for this bit with Alvaro's to end. And then we're going to try to make our way into the Citadel, which is going to be very amusing because...
So are we going in as prisoners, or are we going in as...
Well, I'm still going to try sneaking in through the hole.
Yeah, you guys in the church have no idea this conversation is taking place.
Yeah. I'm fully aware of that. Like, yeah, this is all a lot of character conversation that I'm having just to kind of catch 8K up. But yeah, our plan is to sneak into the Citadel.
The Citadel, though, as a prisoner. We do know that,
As
right?
far as we're concerned, Alvaro's was taken prisoner, yes.
Yeah.
What about Finn? Did we know he's in there, too?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
So, as mentioned earlier, we do have the idea that he might be able to get in contact with Finn, but that's a big might. We don't know the situation in there entirely, so
we have to approach it from our current knowledge perspective, which does not include Alvaro's conversation. We don't have any clue of this transgressing or anything about the changeling space or any of that information. Our party does not have access to because we have not made contact with Alvaro's.
Which means that we need to engage in the obligatory trope of the infiltration rescue that turns out to not be needed.
Yes. So, at the
trope
crack of dawn.
command.
So at the crack of dawn, we're basically going to try crawling through a hole and getting inside the Citadel. But right now, Alvaro's is talking with Finn in the
I
The-
suppose we
the
could always just
dude that
blow
runs
open
the
a
city.
hole in the wall and storm it that would be like, give us back our party member, and nobody gets hurt.
Right, the dust
You didn't
clears,
think about that?
and you see Alvaros, Finn, and the Viscount just eating dinner, all looking at you, like forks halfway to their mouth.
Ah, they're all in on it. They've been changelinged.
But anyway, so let's wind back to Alvaro's talking with Finn and the Viscount.
Indeed. So the Viscount concludes and says, "So, are these terms acceptable to you, Alvaros? Do you think your party would accept them? Help us rid of this threat? Save the city?"
I say with full seriousness, I'm not 100% sure if they will be willing to trust you two. I don't know. Truthfully told, I do not know. Maybe they would be, maybe they wouldn't. I think I would have to speak to them. I haven't had contact with them in like what a day.
Yeah, a day and a night.
So I'm gonna have to find them and speak to them, but
Finn chuckles.
we'll see.
He says, "Oh well, knowing Brewster and company the way I, have met them before, Alvaros, they're not exactly keen on, let's how we say, leaving men behind to die horribly if they believe that you're being tortured to death or something. I have every faith that they're going to attempt to," and he does air quotes here, "rescue you. So really all we need to do is wait for them to show up."
I suppose you're right, but
If you want, though, we can certainly smuggle you out of the Citadel. Obviously, we can't let you out through the main gate. A bit too public for that. But there are ways out of here that are less seen.
Oh, this is gonna be great. I know what's gonna happen.
He got out too easily. He's a changeling. Kill him.
No, we're gonna use the same smuggling point.
we're Scooby
We're
Dooing
sneaking
down that
in, they're
hallway.
sneaking out.
that would be really funny.
But the Viscount says, "Indeed, I have no intention of holding you here against your will. You are certainly free to leave. Though, again, you will have to leave through a bit of a side entrance, let's call it. The main gate being too public and exposed. So if you'd like to leave and attempt to locate your fellow party members, by all means, I certainly have no objection to that. I have said everything I want to tell you regarding the potential location of this changeling base, as well as our plans for hoping to coordinate with your party. Rest assured that with Finn's intelligence network, we'll know if you've triggered this base, and we will send in the cavalry."
Okay. As for leaving or staying, as Finn said, they probably will be coming here. I have a feeling they're probably trying to sneak in, maybe, probably, perhaps.
Well, I certainly hope so. It would be a shame to lose more guardsmen if they attempt more of an assault than an infiltration. But Finn assures me that they are more likely to at least first to try an infiltration before resorting to just wanton violence. Another reason why I'm willing to work with you on this is your propensity for at least not immediately jumping to massive amounts of bloodshed every time.
We're like a scalpel. If the scalpel also had a grenade strapped to one end.
The blade of the scalpel is made out of explosive mushrooms.
Precision mass destruction.
The Viscount then stands and says, "Well, I'm afraid that there are other things I need to see to. Elveros, while you're here, please feel free to make yourself at home. If you need me for anything, I'm sure one of the servants or guards will be able to point you in my direction. Other than that, I simply bid you a good day.
Right.
Yeah, and he starts walking towards the door, which he opens and walks through. Finn just gives you a smile and says, "So, any other information you need to know before you run off and play bait?"
I wanna I wanna ask him, is there any way I can get contact with you directly without having to like find a person that knows you or like without any of that hassle so I can just talk directly to you? Like,
Well, do you know the
Let me-
sending spell? You can always use that. I don't prevent sending spells, but for my own personal protection, I generally avoid people knowing exactly where I am at all times.
okay, that's fair. But the sending spell, I don't think I actually have that right now, so no.
Yeah, he shrugs and says, "That's usually the most convenient way for people to talk over a long distance without having to go and meet them. Other than that, if it's something that doesn't require a particularly large amount of security, you could always get a letter to one of my many colleagues and underlings in the city, and they'll be sure to get it to me eventually.
Mm.
Just may take a bit of a time, depending on how low in the hierarchy you go and the situation. Right now, letters take quite a while, so we have to essentially smuggle them in and out."
Okay. I have a feeling I will be in contact with you soon, maybe? Maybe. We'll see.
Great, I'm looking forward to it.
And I want to just do one thing. I want to see if he has any like valuable or strange items on him.
Okay. How are you doing that?
Not for just a check, maybe. I
So
don't know.
so you're just looking at him. You don't have like any
Yeah, yeah.
magical sense or anything like that.
No, I don't
Alright.
have that. I don't think that exists.
Well, like if you had an ability to like use like detect magic silently without components or the like, I think there's a warlock incantation that's similar to that.
You think?
Yeah,
I
there's
don't
like a
know.
there's like a
haven't seen
magic
it.
site that's like that. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah. So go ahead and make a
Right.
yes, Eldritch Sight. That's what it is.
Yeah, okay.
Otherwise, I would say go ahead and just make a perception check.
Yeah, okay. I have a feeling this is gonna roll bad. Yeah.
No, he looks to just be, a plain nondescript gnome. You get the feeling that looking like a plain nondescript gnome is intentional.
hmm
He spends a considerable amount of effort to not stand out.
I don't. Yeah, okay. I think I'll just leave and go back to the room I woke up in.
Okay. Yeah, you go back to your quarters.
And time travel.
No, hold on. Are you doing anything else?
One more attempt to talk to my patron, just if I can.
You get like the mental equivalent of a busy signal.
Okay. Yeah. Then I guess I'll just sit down and contemplate.
The patron
Okay.
you have called is not available. Please dial 1 to leave a message, 2 to log a complaint, and 3 to leave a death threat.
All right. So, Brewster, HK, Lucina. Yeah, you guys wake up in the church. You guys have completed a long rest. As you're like stretching out, you're a little stiff. Like, it's while it's kind of like early fall, and it's not that cold. It's almost like you'd slept like when it was winter, and you were outside or something. You're not physically cold. It's almost like you were cold metaphysically.
glares
We feel like
Right
it was cold, but it's not actually
at-
cold.
the fiendish source.
Okay.
You should check again to see if that's there. We can
Ritual
spend 10 minutes for
cast
that.
detect good and evil.
Okay. It is exactly the same as it was yesterday. There has been no change. Desecrated circle, desecrated altar, fiendish presence in the center of the circle.
What's the purpose of splitting an altar?
So some altars can be used in certain rituals, but if you break the altar, you can't really use them in those rituals anymore. It's also a way of, like, if there was a religious war and you wanted to show that your gods were better than their gods, you go into their church and you break their gods' altar. It's a minor desecration, and it shows that the gods weren't able to prevent you from doing so.
It's the equivalent of capture the flag.
It's a little more
We got
serious.
your altar.
It's a little more serious than that. Like, if you were to go into a Church of the Pantheon and break the altar, those priests would be out for blood.
Okay, so it's really hardcore capture the flag for keeps.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. This would be
Evil altar, though. Remember that.
That's true. It is fiendish, masked gods for life, and Thunderwave.
yeah, the altar breaks a little. There's a bit more dust gets kicked up, some cracks form in the altar. It takes more damage. But it was literally like a solid stone altar embedded in this stone dais. It's pretty hefty.
Masked god dominance asserted. Clerical obligations fulfilled. Let's move on with our day, guys.
So, what do you guys do?
Well, I
Well,
think
we
we'll
have
head
to
north along the
infiltrate.
wall.
I'm sorry, guys. You got stepped on. Say again.
Heading north along the wall to infiltrate.
Infiltration begun.
All right. So, in the early morning, taking advantage of that low fog that tends to roll in at night, you guys start sneaking up along the wall towards the citadel. I assume you guys are trying to remain unnoticed.
Not crouching and walking against the wall, just walking casually as a group.
Okay. Are you
No.
dressed as yourselves?
No. Lucina's
we
gonna
could-
just take off the armor and go full vestments.
Oh, going full cleric.
Going full cleric.
Do you want a disguise to go with that? I got my magic fingers back. All right, yeah, I'll disguise everybody up.
Okay. All right. So you guys, dressed totally not the party, start creeping along the western wall.
Yeah, totally not the party. The armored cleric with all the storm deity iconography, totally not the same one. It's just the regular cleric with no armor with all the storm iconography.
Yep, totally different.
Yep,
You
totally.
see, one has has a mustache, the other doesn't.
Exactly. All right. Do we have any visuals as we get closer to the citadel wall?
Well-
Of
Go ahead.
any lookouts and stuff like that on the citadel wall itself.
Yes, there are in fact guards patrolling the walls.
Right. We'll just quicken or slow our pace a little bit to time it so that the patrols, because I'm assuming you can kind of see the heads on the wall as we're approaching.
Mhm.
So just time it so that we're in the middle of one of their patrol gaps when we get to the bottom of the wall.
Okay. Well, I think that will call for a stealth check from everyone.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Good thing I took off that armor.
Good thing.
HK, stealth check.
One of
I
the
am
guards
rolling it. Yes, I'm rolling.
looks off the battlements, just pretends he didn't see us. Alrighty, the
When my-
adventurers are scoping the premises.
HK, you making a stealth check?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out which armor I have on because one gives me advantage and one does. One gives me a normal flat roll and one gives me disadvantage. Trying to see.
Well,
which
knowing
armor-
that we're going on a stealth, you probably would be wearing your non-disadvantage
Yeah.
armor.
Yeah.
You knew we were doing this and that we were going to be stealthy, so you would have prepared to be stealthy.
Yeah.
Would he?
So-
Would HK prepare to be?
Yeah, that's a good point. We would have convinced him to be stealthy.
Yeah. It just gives me a flat roll.
Seems reasonable to me.
It's my
Yeah,
black.
like we
armor.
knew we were doing this. We planned half a day for doing. Oh, we should probably take some more bombs, Lucina? We have a total of 60 of them, so just however many you want, because I'm going to carry 10 of them.
What? No, I totally don't carry bombs on my person. That would be not something a cleric would do.
Mm-hmm.
They're not bombs; they're holy vials of thunder.
Yeah, they're yeah. Lucina's definitely not carrying holy hand grenades that are like perfectly tailored to her capabilities.
Alrighty. So yeah, you guys get to the Citadel wall. You don't hear any hue and cry being taken up, so you assume you're undetected.
All right. But yeah, I just want to before we get inside, so HK has his inventory updated. Lucina, how many bombs do you want?
Several. I'll
How
take
many?
5.
You'll take 5? Okay. I have
Uh,
10, so that's 15 from 60, so there's 45 left in the bag of holding, minus whatever you have in your inventory.
Actually, I'm gonna put 5 back.
I only have 50 in my bag of holding. That's 60.
Yeah, I'm putting 5 back
Oh, okay.
entirely because Underdark has provided a persuasive argument in the past against carrying all of my volatile materials on my person when I have a tendency to run into melee.
Yeah, I mean, you did have a character explode twice.
But anyway, I'm just letting you know, HK, that I want a total of 10 for myself. So Lucina has 5. I have 10.
Okay,
You have
took
X.
10, so you took
Yep.
how many more? Just 10, 7 more?
10. I have 10 total. We have 60 total made. we
No,
have 2
no, you had
barrels
50
worth.
total made. Well, yeah, okay, yeah,
We have
yeah.
60 between 2 barrels. That's how many we had total. 60
Right.
is the total number of Kabumi vials.
Right, I have 3 in my holy sling grenades. I have 3.
You have 3 in your personal inventory.
Yeah, and then I have
So that's
20, and then I have 50 in my
no. That's what I'm
Yes.
trying to tell you.
yes, and
No.
I have 50
No.
in my regular inventory because Gilbert has 5 and you had 2. Now, if you're going up 8 more, that means I'll take down my inventory
Yes,
to
that's what I was trying to
42.
say. There's 18 that are not in the bag of holding, so there should be 42 in there.
Right, yeah,
I just
Yeah, I
wanted to let you know
wouldn't-
that I wanted to take a few more for my person.
that's
I
fine.
didn't know if Lucina wanted more. The fun thing is when we start using them and losing count. Because we have so fucking many of them now. Okie dokie.
I want to
So-
point out something. If HK happens to die, you will lose that resource because my bag of holding will fade out.
Yes.
Actually, your
I'm
bag
aware
of
of that.
holding fails after a certain number of days.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's true. We'd have time to empty the bag of holding. It's like a week or whatever it stays
We make it
after.
every
It's
morning.
like a D4 days.
I don't know
Oh,
if that
okay.
works for infused items or not. I think that's
Yeah.
Oh,
Anything the artificer makes
Yeah, that's
stays
how it
around.
works.
okay.
Doesn't immediately
I hit
disappear.
mine days, so yeah, it would be 4 days.
Yeah, so we have time to empty the bag out.
Yeah.
Regardless, we've approached the wall. We know where the smuggler's crack is.
Go for it.
Yeah, it's actually a fake rock that holds like a little tunnel that was dug under the wall, like
Alright.
through the foundation.
let's slide the rock aside and slip in and slide the rock back.
All right, yeah, you slip into it. It's a somewhat cramped, like you guys are on your hands and knees going through this, but it rapidly goes from dirt and clay to fieldstone, and you realize this would be like the foundation underneath the tower, and it looks like some of the stones when they were placed had formed like natural pockets just because you sort of dumped the stones there. And some of these pockets were the basis for linking them together to form this tunnel. Unfortunately, this also means that the tunnel kind of zigzags around a little bit because they're going from pocket to pocket that formed in this rather haphazard foundation forming. And eventually you find yourself at the end of it. There's no like branching or anything. It's just a straight shot, just zigzagging through it. And as you get up there, you realize that there's like a tree trunk coming down through like the side of the tunnel, and big thick roots that kind of form either side around this hole that you could pop up through.
Huh. Well, I'd like to pop up through.
Yep.
And sneakily take a look.
All right. Stealth check, please.
Oh, it's so nice only having to type a couple of letters.
Yeah, you kind of poke up. You realize that this tree was like right up against the the outer curtain wall of the citadel. And with the shrubbery and the way the tree is placed with the trunks, is unless you're like right on top of this hole, you're not going to see it. And as you kind of look around, you can see a couple of the citadel guards kind of patrolling these gardens. And across the gardens, about 100 feet or so. Well, no, this would be about 500 feet from your position. Is the citadel. Or not? Sorry, not the citadel, but like the palace at the center of the citadel. And say again.
I was affirming when I
I thought you said like you didn't understand, so that's what I was.
No,
all right,
good.
And yeah, you can see that it looks to be a 3-story structure. Well, 2-story for most of it, and there's like parts of it that are 3-story. Looks to be shingled. There are some nice windows on various portions of it, balconies. There's a fountain halfway between there and here. You can hear birds chirping. It's a rather pleasant atmosphere.
All right. Well, I'll just keep my head popped here for a little bit, just watching the patrol pattern and kind of figuring out where the best point of egress would be for the rest of the party.
Okay. Go ahead and make an insight check then.
All right. The combination of mastermind and observant. Does that help me?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't roll a nat 1.
I didn't roll a nat 1.
You didn't roll a nat 1, so you're good. Yeah, you can see it.
8 and 5.
Yes, I basically said, yeah, you know what? All right. When you said the first thing, I'm like, all right, DC's now 10. And then you said the second thing, I'm like, DC's now 5. Easiest way to handle that, I think. Anyway, so yeah, you're looking at these, and you can see that the guards, while are somewhat just lackadaisically patrolling, they're not at like super high alert inside, like patrolling the grounds. And there's like one guard that comes by every maybe 15 minutes or so. So if you were to let him go by, and then you guys like run for the building, you could probably get there before the next guard would appear.
All right. I'll pop back down with the party and be like, all right, so we got about a 15-minute window to make it the Citadel. I think we should be good. We'll just have to leg it and hope for the best. Because again, we're going in with the palace. We're going in with the intent of rescuing him from prison. We don't realize he's got a cushy apartment. So then, yeah, I'll poke my head up again. Just watching for the guard to come into the garden, pull my head back down, then kind of pop it back up for, double checking the timing of him walking through, and then signal the rest of the party it's time to move.
Yep, you wait for the guard to go by. Are you guys all going?
Yes.
We
Okay.
going covert infiltration.
So, question is, as you're approaching this building, there's on the right side of the building, there is like a 2-story setting with like windows. It looks to just be kind of like a hallway with a bunch of rooms with windows. In the center is like a patio with some doors. You can see a set of table and chairs there, and it looks to go inside towards what appears to be a kitchenette or some type of place where you would fix food or have a meeting or the like. To the left, so that's in the center. To the left is one of the 3-story sections, and again windows, but also on the upper stories you see several windows with balconies. Where do you head?
Oh, Lucina, you can take that one.
Can you cover the options again?
So you can head. So there's like 3 sections of the building, really. Like there's a wing on the right, which is 2 stories, have windows on both stories, kind of lining the wall, no balconies. Center area looks to be a patio with a nice set of doors and big windows. It looks to go to the center section of the building with what looks to be a kitchen or food preparation area type deal. The patio you can see has table and chairs on it, but no one's currently seated there. To the left is the 3-story section, and there's windows, but also on the upper floors there are balconies.
What gets us into the toilet? Like, we got from Dominic, we got those directions to the cistern. Which one's closest to the cistern?
Neither. Rather than going to the building, the cistern would be you'd be going between the fountain and the wall, not heading towards the building directly.
All right, we're gonna want to go towards that cistern then by the fountain and wall.
Okay. Yeah. It turns out because that's where the fountain, is running. You guys get there. It's been like artfully covered with a gazebo, but there's like a hatch behind the gazebo to get down into it.
Awesome.
Yeah, and you guys descended down into this gazebo into the cistern undetected. The smell of sewage, that familiar odor, rising up to meet you.
We probably don't even smell it at this point.
Huh.
Well, since you were like up in the gardens where it smelled nice, coming down here you would at least recognize it for a few minutes before nose blindness occurs.
Lucina's gonna pull out the incense.
For not being able to breathe.
Lucina's gonna pull out the incense block and the censer, and is gonna start consecrating this this area. That way, if someone shows up, Lucina can just be like, consecrating it to keep the poop elementals out. Don't want those getting over from the regular sewers. That's gonna be your cover. If we get caught, that's her cover.
All right.
We're a work crew.
All right. Yeah. There's this descends down into a cistern. Really, it's a cesspit. It's just nicely labeled a cistern, but it's a cesspit. And there's one tunnel that leads the direction that would go towards the palace. The tunnel is a little different from the city sewers, where the city sewers were nice and wide. This one's not. It's only about 5 feet wide. There's a 2-foot ledge on the right that people can walk on, and the rest of it's like a shallow, rivulet to allow the shit to flow. The total height is actually a little short, so those of you who are of not short stature need to stoop a little bit to, go through here.
I love being a dwarf.
Huh.
You never have to duck through doorways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess while I'm using the incense sensor, I guess I'll also be using control water. What is it? shape water. Just gonna make sure that this all flows nicely and gets out of our way.
Okay.
Oh, you're using shape water to keep us clean.
Yes. Shape water to keep us clean.
All right. Yeah. So you start going down here. Eventually, it leads to a bilge, let's call it, beneath which you can tell is the crapper. And you can tell that because you can currently hear someone having a difficult time of it. And slowly but surely, just you can hear the plop, plop coming from it. Someone up there is not having a good time of it, though. They're really struggling to push it out.
They need more fiber. You know, there is a part of me, if we weren't on a prison break, that would be very tempted to use control water to throw some water skin liquid up like a bidet at them.
No, we don't need to draw unnecessary attention to ourselves.
Like I said, if we weren't on this infiltration mission.
All right. Does this continue past this room?
It does.
Okay. I'm assuming the prisoning area will be further in.
So
you want have your dungeon on the exterior of your
indeed.
palace.
So eventually, you guys are going down that way?
Yeah.
All right. So eventually that tunnel ends. It's a dead end. And there's a closed iron, like a solid iron door there. There is a handle and keyhole.
All right. I'll quietly try the handle.
It's locked.
Then I will quietly pick the lock.
Go ahead and use the thieves' tools.
Ah, fuck! I couldn't open it.
Was I not pushing the button for that?
I heard you laugh, but I didn't hear anything else.
Oh, I said you unlock the door.
All right. I try the handle again.
The door opens.
All right. I would like to quietly open the door and move out.
All
well,
right.
if there's no hostiles after.
Make a stealth check as you open the door. The faint sound of the wax seal that had been set up on the inside of the door kind of giving way as you plop it open. And you guys find yourselves looking at a 5-foot wide hall with more iron doors to the left and right. At the end of the hall, you see a closed barred door, like made of vertical iron bars rather than solid metal.
Like a prison door?
Yeah, like a prison door. Like you're on the hallway, there are 2 iron doors, like solid iron doors to your left, 2 to the right, and at the end of this hall is like a prison door.
All right, I'll make my way down to that iron barred door.
Mm-hmm. And as you can see beyond that, you can see it looks into a rather largest subterranean chamber with various implements of torture. A rack, a Iron Maiden, a couple of sawhorses. You do not currently see Alvaros.
All right, so that means he's probably in one of the cells. All right.
You can also see on the opposite side of that room is another closed. That one's just a wooden door.
Like an exit?
Yes, like this is not the only way into that room that you're looking at.
No, I meant like an exit to go upstairs, sort of.
Possibly, it's a opaque door though, so you can't tell what's on the other side of it.
Have we seen any other stairs on our little walk down
Nope.
this hallway?
No stairs.
Okay, so it'd be reasonable to assume.
You may assume what you like.
Are there like windows in these doors?
No, there are not.
Well,
Start
I
opening.
guess start opening the iron doors then down the hall.
Lucina will flank the entranceway.
Okay.
So,
Sure. Sure, Lucina and HK are on both sides of me as I'm unlocking these doors. So if something bad is inside, we can push them back and close the door.
Yeah, you test the doors and you find that all 4 of them are locked.
All right. Just go clockwise, whatever one's closest. Work our way around the hall.
Okay.
All right. Start unlocking then.
Yep. Thieves' tools. All right. Yeah, you unlock the door.
All right. I will open it.
All right, you open it, revealing a small bare room with a mat of straw in one corner and a tin bucket.
No occupants.
No occupants.
All right. Close it, relock it, and move on to the next clockwise.
Okay. Well, thieves' tools to unlock the next door.
Let me just copy paste this real quick.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that door unlocks.
Rinse and repeat.
Yep, you open it. Inside, you see the same mat of straw and a bucket. On the far wall, though, you can also see some manacles there and a skeleton having been manacled to the wall. The skeleton looks rather old.
there is a part of me that is tempted to cast the spell to find out if it's undead.
Well, we're gonna find out because I'm gonna take one of the humorous's. because it's humorous.
Uh-huh.
But
Yeah, you take the bone. There is no reaction from the skeleton.
Cool. I now have a human humorous.
Indeed.
That'll go good on the black market. Well, after we, etch some runes into it and make it look like it's some holy figure's bone. Naturally. All right. Lock up this one, continuing clockwise.
Okay.
First one I struggled with.
Yeah. You hear some, you clack on the lock. You have some trouble getting it open. Eventually, you do get it open. But you also would notice, because of the noise you made, that there is some shuffling inside. Like you hear something dragging across stone.
All right. Well, I'll bump Lucina and say one contact or two, maybe.
But hold on, where's this coming from?
Inside the cell. I'm hearing noises. Sounds like shuffling on stone. So, do I hear chains jingling too, or not really?
No.
No, just shuffling on stone. Okay.
Yep.
Lucina's gonna have the bonk stick ready.
Yep.
I'm assuming HK has probably got the thunder bonk stick ready. I hope. All right. Then I open the door.
All right, you open the door, revealing a small room. The straw having been spread across the room instead of being tidied up in a nice little mat. And you see this bedraggled old man. You can see, like, he's naked. You can see his ribs sticking out, his spindly arms and legs. He's wearing the bucket like a helmet. And kind of points at you in a shaky voice like, You are here to rescue me, no doubt. To restore me to my rightful place. Let's go already.
Wait, does he look like the wizard from the painting?
No, he does not. He looks like an old, scraggly man, like a rough gray beard.
And who the hell are you, and what do you think your rightful place is?
Oh, how can you not recognize your king?
I don't recognize any king.
So you're one of the rebels, then, huh? I'll show you. And he rushes, bum rushing at you with this really weak punch.
I let it land.
It's like a child like lightly trying to tap you. It has no strength behind it. How's that? There's more where that came from. He hits you again. Again, just a light tap. Like someone poking you to get your attention.
And which land are you king over?
All the lads, I am the king of kings.
Yep.
Take
And
your
I'm the thief
knee.
of all thieves. I take the bucket and shove him back and close the
Wait,
door.
hold on. I can handle this better. Lucina casts command on him.
So you just make a wisdom save?
Yep.
I was really hoping he'd have like a +8 or something.
This man actually is everything he says he is.
He's a really high archmage that's a king. I don't
My
think that
command
matters.
is sleep.
He collapses to the ground.
I take the bucket anyway.
Okay. You may not want to as you pull it off his head and you realize the inside is kind of crusty.
Okay, I'll leave the bucket.
Yeah, you're pretty sure he both uses it for dual purposes.
All right, I will close and lock the door then. And last door then. I think you said there's 4, right?
Yes.
Lucina's gonna leave 2 rations in.
Okay.
I suppose. So I got an extra water skin I can leave in there. Poor old guy. I'm not actually leaving it. I do have an extra one though. I just
You
could
know-
leave it in there.
I have to wonder the ethics of this. Is it not more humane to simply put him down? He's clearly gone mad.
Yeah, but it's more amusing to leave him alive because it's somebody else's problem. All right, last door.
Mhm. The door falls inward,
Awkward.
making a loud clang sound as it hits the ground, revealing the inside of a room. This one's completely bare. The inside filled with char and ash, with large claw-like gouges taking out of the walls, ceilings, and floor of this room.
I will quickly grab some chalk and throw it in the air. Just in case there's something invisible in there.
The chalk settles to the ground without revealing anything.
Applies incense sensor extra vigorously.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he does have his incense running all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah, so you start doing your incense. You notice as you're, like, the incense doesn't waft into the room, and when your incense sensor goes over the threshold of where the door used to be, the sensor goes out.
We should probably not be in this place. Then
Hmm.
where the... Yeah, that is weird. You might want to do some magic-y shit.
Yep. Detect the good, the evil, the aberrant, the elemental, the fey, the consecrated, the desecrated.
I'm assuming you're just straight casting it, not taking time.
Oh yeah, straight cast.
Are you in the room when you're doing that, or outside?
You tempt me, sir. You tempt me.
Do it.
I'm going to go with outside of the room.
Okay.
Oh, you're no fun.
I'm not wearing my armor.
I know.
You cast the spell. It detects nothing.
I stick my head in.
The room is cold. But other than that, it just has like a slight odor to it, like burnt flesh. Like you know, like that somewhat chalky, sweet smell you get when you like really badly burn like pork and stuff.
Bacon.
Bacon. The
Yeah.
room smells of bacon.
No, the room smells of bacon that you accidentally microwaved for 2 minutes instead of 20 seconds.
What kind of bacon are you using that cooks in 20 seconds?
Microwavable bacon that's
Yeah.
designed to cook in 20 seconds.
Oh, I just take raw bacon, put it on a plate with a paper towel on both sides, and then I cook it for like 3 minutes.
Yeah, that works too, but if you don't have raw bacon, the shitty stuff also works, but it's fast.
Okay.
I'm,
Alright.
I'm the weird one here because I make my bacon in the oven.
The fuck?
I mean,
Oven
that's
is really good.
yeah, that's not a
But
bad
I
way
also
to make it.
I also make 5 pounds of bacon at a time.
Yeah,
because I use
I'm just
bacon
lazy.
bits and stuff.
All right. We're getting sidetracked.
Anyway, it's
Yeah, a little.
it smells not like nice bacon, but bacon that's been cooked to the point where it's ash.
Okay, yeah, this is a blasphemous room that doesn't know how to treat bacon properly. Let's move on.
All right. You don't want to walk in.
Oh,
I'm assuming you should be-
fine.
Yeah,
Lucina
yes.
walks in.
Okay, you walk in.
I'm right behind Lucina.
Yep, this is just a nasty, nasty bad bacon room.
Lucina steps out. I can confirm it's just a nasty bad bacon room. Let's move on.
All right.
Leaving the door
Then I
on the
guess-
floor.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot I could do about that. 6 strength and all.
Yeah, it's just that lock was the only thing actually holding the door up. The hinges were broken.
All right, then I guess just to the bar door, and we'll go through that.
Yep, the bar door is actually unlocked.
Awkward. Any loose tools in this room that might disappear? You know, torturous ones.
Yes, there is a set of torturer's tools here.
Cool. Hey guys, I don't know where I got the set of torturer's tools in my backpack, but I have one now. All right.
Lucina reignites the incense sensor and walks up the stairs.
So you open up the wooden door.
Yes.
All right, you open the wooden door. This opens up to another room. To either side of the room, you can see 2 areas that are like holding cells. Areas where you have stone pillars going from floor to ceiling, and then between the pillars are iron bars to prevent people from leaving, with doors on either side. The both holding cells, one to the left, one to the right, do appear to be empty. On the far side of the room, you can see a set of stairs going up to another closed wooden door.
All right. Keeps waving the sensor and walks forward.
All right. Well, where the hell is he? All right. I'll move in front of Lucina and go for that next door.
Okay. The door is
Guessing
locked.
this one is locked. Yeah, I was just gonna say. I'm guessing this one is locked.
The door to the prison, yeah.
All right. I would like to unlock the door.
Okay. Thieves' tools check. All right.
What?
The door unlocks. And then you start hearing clang, 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 clang.
Roll
Finn's work.
initiative. Suit armor.
Hold on, guys. Let me handle this.
I'm gonna open the door.
You open the door?
Yeah.
All right, you open the door.
Bunch of bells, I'm assuming.
Yeah, and there's like it looks to open out into like a portion of the palace. You still hear the bells going off. And you see some guards running towards you, some citadel guards. You know, they're reaching for their swords. And then they stop. And you hear one of them say, oh, it's you guys.
Yes, we're the detail here to dispense with the poop elementals that were in the cistern. You can relax. Everything is now fine. The area is consecrated.
You still hear off in the background, clang, 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 clang. And they're like, you sure? Like, I thought you were here for Alvaro's.
Well, that too.
Hey, wait a minute. What?
No, no, no. No, that's not us. We were brought here to take care of the poop elementals you had in your cistern.
I mean, but Finn said you guys would be coming to pick up Alvaros at some point, probably.
I figured that out as soon as the bells
shit.
went off.
Okay, yeah, if it's Finn, yeah, no, that's us.
I mean, as soon as the bells went off, I figured it out. I was like, okay, that's the reason we didn't find Alvaros in the prison, because they were waiting for us to come through the prison.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Wait, you guys came through the sewers, huh?
Yep.
No.
So how'd you get
Why
into the
would you
prison
lie?
then?
Lucina, I don't see what the point of
Clerical
lying
powers.
is.
Make a
They
deception
were
check.
expecting us.
Yes.
He just wanted to try lying to the guards with his negative, what, 2?
What?
You have a positive deception?
Yeah.
I thought you had a negative deception. Who has a negative deception then?
No. Lucina's a cleric sorcerer. She's got that charisma.
Oh, that's right.
Cleric
It's
powers.
Jake.
Oh, you have bad deception.
Yeah, and the guard's like, uh-huh. Well, listen, doesn't really matter. If you'll just scoot aside so I can go disable the alarm that, before we all go deaf.
Yep, and get out of his way so he can turn it off.
Yeah.
I'll observe him as he turns it off.
Yeah, he goes in, he pulls out a wand, aims it at the roof, like the ceiling of the prison, and there's a flash of green light, and the bells stop. He says, that's always annoying when that gets triggered. Anyway, yeah, Alvaros is just in the guest quarters. You're, I gotta say here in guard the prison, even though we got no one in it currently, you guys can follow.
No one in it.
Oh yeah, it's empty. I mean, he points at the 2 holding cells. They're completely empty.
Well, what about down in the dungeon?
The isolation cells?
Yeah, the King of Kings. You got the King of Kings down there.
He's still alive? We figured he had died a long time ago.
No, he's still kicking.
Yeah.
Huh.
He's still got the bucket helmet too.
He's the King of Kings.
He shudders a bit when you say that. Well,
rough go with that one, eh?
Thanks for letting us know, I suppose. Yeah, we figured he just died.
Oh, you should totally let him out and run the
So
joint.
you have
He
not
seems like
been
he knows what's up.
delivering food to him?
No, we don't need to tell him that. We don't need to tell him about it or not tell him about it.
No, I mean,
It's not information he
said
needs.
They forgot he was down there, so that means they haven't been delivering food to him for how long?
So how is he alive?
A couple weeks. You can starve for quite a while.
And then there's like that explosion. Those the food and water we gave him were the spell components you need to get out.
No, I doubt it. But
Makes
anyway,
a wand out of beef jerky.
so whereabouts is Finn? I'd like to catch up with.
Finn, not too sure. Last I know, he was in a meeting with with Alvaros and the Viscount in the sitting room. Hang on,
You want to point us in that direction? That'd be
Yeah.
swell.
Yeah, he points to the other guard that was there. Here, Ralph can show you to the sitting room.
All right, we'll follow Ralph.
All right. So you walk through the place. It's a rather nicely appointed, kind of a palatial estate. Typical rich person stuff on the walls. Some rather crappy art. Tables, vases, that type of thing. The type of thing where if you were a thief, this would be a perfect place to break into, because lots of little valuable things all over the place.
Assuming Ralph isn't paying too much mind to us.
He's not. No, he's in front, kind of just having you guys walk behind him as he leads you to the sitting room.
Anything loose and small stand out to me?
Yes.
Okay.
You gonna try to take it?
I'll make 2 attempts at loose and small things.
All right.
Depending on how the first attempt goes.
Sleight of hand check. Yeah, you kind of just walk by and pocket a small, like a in like a gold filigreed snuff box that was sitting on a table. You figure it's probably worth about 500 gold.
All right, and then one more attempt.
Brewster financing our operation.
Yeah, at one point you walk by, there's like a little alcove with these little books, and you notice one book has this like gold foil all over the spine, and you grab that.
All right, so gold
in
snuff
just-
box.
2 checks. Brewster has paid for his resurrection.
That's what I'm good for. And then gold calligraphy book.
Lucina's not putting out the incense sensor.
Okay, I mean it's incense. They don't really mind.
I know.
And eventually you
Do
arrive.
you have
Oh, go ahead.
a number for that book or no?
You have to examine it because it's the contents of the book that make it valuable, not just the
I think
filigree
he
on it.
means-
Gold
a
value,
number.
location number.
Oh, that.
That way we can reference it later when, we have downtime 4 weeks from now. I was like, oh yeah, I got that gold book I stole from the Viscount.
Yeah. That is CPK 13.
Charlie Papa Kilo 13.
Yeah. Citadel Perkinder item or room 13 for this.
Can I put the snuff box in there, that same category?
Yes. The snuff box is just an art object, though.
Oh, okay, so there's nothing more with it. All right.
No.
Okay, cool. Got that.
It was just that it was a gold book. That's what caught your eye as a thief.
Shiny.
Well, books are valuable in general. A gold book's got to be doubly valuable, you know?
Naturally.
Yeah, and eventually you're shown to this sitting room. The doors are open. Inside, you can see, there's a fireplace. It's richly pointed, hunting trophies all over the place. There's no one there, though. Just what looks to be like a partially eaten tea service. Ralph kind of scratches the back. He's like, well, I guess they're a bit busy at the moment, doing some other things. I can show you to the guest quarters, though. Your friend is probably there.
All right, yeah. You gonna take us to his room?
Sure. Yeah, there's a bit more walking. And he's like, so, you're here to help us with the changeling issue. Solve it once and for all, huh?
Hey, at least we're actually having a conversation that makes sense. Most people, when you bring up changelings, they say, nah, that's not real.
Yeah, no, we've been briefed. We know the deal. It's also part of the reason why the Citadel's on lockdown. Make sure that we keep... basically, we can trust everybody inside of here to not be a changeling.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, we've been holding our forces in reserve. Once we find where that center headquarters is, he kind of just smacks his palms together. We'll ride in on them to back you up as we take them all out.
News to me.
Oh,
It's good to hear.
well, I'm sure your friend there can fill you in on all the details. As he knocks on Alvaros's door, Alvaros, you would hear this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd open it.
Yeah, and there's this guard with the whole party, smelling vaguely of incense and shit.
Of course.
And I think that is where
I
we
was
will
half
call it for the
expecting-
evening.
Yeah, that's a good stopping point. I was half expecting we open his door and there's bed sheets out the window, even though it's on the first floor.